You're watching the new home for live Grizzly athletics on the Grizzly Digital Network. We would like to thank our corporate sponsors who have made today's game possible. For more information, log on to grizzlyathletics.com. Now, here's voice of the Grizzlies, Matt Mahoney.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lawrenceville, Georgia, on the campus of Georgia Gwinnett College. We are live at the Grizzly Baseball Complex for the NAIA opening round. Day 2 of the tournament will find us on Game 6 of your bracket, an elimination game between the 1-seeded Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies and the 4-seeded Westmont College Warriors. Hello again, everybody. I'm Matt Mahoney. Been there, done that. Both these teams could rock a T-shirt in size extra large that says we've been in a loser's bracket and won a championship. Neither one of those teams will have one in their closet that says that, but both these teams looking for a shirt that they do not own. It says the NAIA World Series. We've got an elimination game between these two teams as both Westmont and Georgia Gwinnett found themselves in a loser's bracket of their conference tournament and climbed out of the cellar to win a championship. That theme will stay true for one of these teams. The other, seasons will come to a disappointing halt. It's the Grizzlies and the Warriors next on the Grizzly Digital Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. Our administrators, coaches, and staff are proud to be one of the newest members in the NAIA. We aim to uphold the NAIA Champions of Character principles by promoting a positive climate for growth while fostering relationships within Georgia Gwinnett College, Lawrenceville, and Gwinnett County. In addition, we embrace our core values for the Grizzly Athletic Department: sportsmanship, leadership, service, responsibility, and pursuing excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. Go Grizzlies!
As a member of the NAIA, Georgia Gwinnett College is responsible for the actions of its coaches, student-athletes, faculty and staff, fans, boosters, and alumni. We are committed to the principle of institutional control and operating our athletics program in a manner consistent with the letter and spirit of the NAIA and Georgia Gwinnett College. We expect our student-athletes to be model students in the classroom by offering academic support services in a variety of ways throughout their collegiate career. From study halls and tutoring to mentoring and personal growth and development training, GGC puts academic success at the forefront of our mission. Go Grizzlies!
Grizzly fans, you can purchase your season passes today. Packages are available for the fall or spring or all sporting events throughout the 2013-14 season. You can find out more information by calling the Office of Athletics at 678-407-5275 or by visiting the game day ticket window. Single game discounts are available on game day, including youth, senior, military, and group rates. Tickets are selling fast as the Grizzlies take the field and compete for postseason championships for the very first time. We invite you to come experience fast-paced collegiate athletics at a friendly price. Visit grizzlyathletics.com for more information and be sure to purchase your season tickets today. Are you tracking the very latest with Grizzly Athletics? Stay up to date by following Grizzly Athletics on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can join the conversation by using the hashtag Grizzly Athletics all season long. And as always, catch all the recaps, stats, and news on grizzlyathletics.com. Don't be left out. Follow all the latest with Grizzly Athletics online.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Grizzly Baseball Complex. It'll be the Grizzlies and the Warriors taking battle in an elimination game here. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape and how these two teams compare. On the paper, the Grizzlies with 48 wins and 11 losses on the year hail from right here in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Enrollment of 9,500. They are the Grizzlies, head coached by Brad Stromdel in the second year of the program. They're the 6th-ranked team in the country and the number 1 seed here in Lawrenceville. Westmont picked up a win earlier today. They are now 39-18 on the season. They are the Warriors out of Santa Barbara, California, enrollment of about 1,200. And the Golden State Athletic Conference tournament champions. They're receiving votes in the NAIA Top 25 poll, and they're head coached by Robert Ruiz in his 5th year of the program. Both these teams match up pretty well offensively. The Warriors averaging 6.6 runs per contest. Grizzlies 9.2 runs per contest. Georgia Gwinnett a 327 batting average. Warriors a 328 batting average. Both the teams slugging above 450 on the season. Grizzlies have more than almost tripled the stolen bases that the Warriors have put together this season. Meanwhile, team ERAs are very comparable, 3.40 for Georgia Gwinnett, 3.33 for Westmont. Strikeouts, the Grizzlies have doubled up the Warriors on the mound in terms of strikeouts, 454 to 265. As I drag across my broadcast partner here, and Dan Casaval. And Dan here, elimination game, you can throw a lot of these stats out the window, but these stats still tell a story. What sticks out to you?
Well, what sticks out to me is that yesterday, for one, Georgia Gwinnett College couldn't get a run across. They only ended up scoring just a couple of runs, but they ended up leaving 11 runners on base, and you're not going to score a lot of runs when you're doing that, and that was the result. That's why they're in this position today. Now, as for Westmont, you have to wonder, they played a lot of baseball with a 12-inning game earlier today, in the heat all day long, in the heart of the day. What do they have left? They had to go into their bullpen, and you have to, if you're Georgia Gwinnett, jump out on pitches early, try to get to that bullpen, and really test the depth of that Westmont team.
Westmont got beat by St. Francis, the 5 seed, to bump down to the losers bracket. Earlier today, they beat William Woods and eliminated the Owls and sent them home back to Missouri. Westmont advances to this 6 o'clock game. It's their second game of the day. Meanwhile, Georgia Gwinnett played one game last night, 3-2 loss also to St. Francis, a one-run deficit, the same as Westmont lost to them by. Bumps Georgia Gwinnett down to this 6 p.m. game that's going to get going at 7:30 because of that 12-inning game earlier today. One more update. Southeastern, the 2 seed, is sitting nice and pretty at the top of that bracket. They've beat St. Francis 7-0 as St. Francis awaits the winner of this contest at 1 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and have head baseball coach Brad Stromdel right here on the Grizzly Digital Network.
Are you tracking the very latest with Grizzly Athletics? Stay up to date by following Grizzly Athletics on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can join the conversation by using the hashtag Grizzly Athletics all season long. And as always, catch all the recaps, stats, and news on grizzlyathletics.com. Don't be left out. Follow all the latest with Grizzly Athletics online.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Grizzly Digital Network. We're joined now by head baseball coach Brad Stromdel. Coach, how are we doing today?
Doing good, Matt.
A lot of downtime today. You guys hung around for 12 innings during the first game. Late start here. What do you guys feel like having laid around all day?
It's great. We got some air conditioning, and that's tournament baseball. That's what you do. I would much rather be in our own facility hanging around than hanging around at the swimming pool of a hotel.
So more awkwardness the Grizzlies have to deal with hosting this tournament. You were the road Grays yesterday. You're the home team. Today you're going to be the home team wearing the home whites, but you're hanging out in the first base dugout. How do you deal with those things you have no control over?
Well, you don't deal with it. I mean, it is what it is. It'll be awkward and interesting to see our guys hit from the other side of the field. But, that's part of it. We practiced over here last week, so it's not going to be totally new to what we're doing. But, it's baseball.
Make sure Coach Ward gets good stretching. That's a long way for him to go across that day.
It really is. I mean, he's getting old, too. You see him recently?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So
the guy that's getting old but probably getting better, Tyler Carpenter. Would there be anybody else you'd rather have on the mound in this elimination game other than Tyler Carpenter?
No, not at all. I mean, he's our guy. He's been our guy all year. And, just like Alex was last night. I mean, there's nobody better on the mound last night and did his job. Tyler, I have the utmost confidence in what he's going to be able to do tonight, and hopefully puts us into, another day. And that's what we got to play for. We got to play for one more day.
Only one run last night. How do you make the adjustments here in less than 24 hours offensively, score some more runs?
Oh, well, yeah, it's just part of it. I mean, that guy last night, like we said on the post-game show, was phenomenal. I mean, he did a great job, and, he competed hard and won, and at the end of the day, we just got to go out and execute. We executed the plan really well last night. He was at 100 pitches through 6 innings, and that's exactly where we want him to get. We just couldn't get a big hit when we needed one last night.
Can the guys draw from their experiences from Boston here in Lawrenceville? We've been here before in the losers bracket. We've battled out and won a championship.
No, absolutely. And what we did in Boston sets us up perfectly for this. And, to be in the losers bracket, we're still set up the best because now the team that we're playing has to play a doubleheader today. They've had a long day. They got some jet lag. But at the end of the day, it's tournament baseball. They're going to be ready to play. And I'm excited for it. But I think that we've been in this position before. You could say the same thing for them. They lost the first game. They came back and won 3 to win their conference tournament, so they've been in the same boat too. So, but for both of us, one of us is going home tonight, and that brings a whole new element of emotion to this game.
Coach, good luck today. We look forward to talking to a Grizzly afterwards and seeing you tomorrow.
That'd be fantastic, Matt.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with starting lineups and first pitch. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. Our administrators, coaches, and staff are proud to be one of the newest members in the NAIA. We aim to uphold the NAIA Champions of Character principles by promoting a positive climate for growth while fostering relationships within Georgia Gwinnett College, Lawrenceville, and Gwinnett County. In addition, we embrace our core values for the Grizzly Athletic Department: sportsmanship, leadership, service, responsibility, and pursuing excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. Go Grizzlies!
As a member of the NAIA, Georgia Gwinnett College is responsible for the actions of its coaches, student-athletes, faculty and staff, fans, boosters, and alumni. We are committed to the principle of institutional control and operate our athletics program in a manner consistent with the letter and spirit of the NAIA and Georgia Gwinnett College. We expect our student-athletes to be model students in the classroom by offering academic support services in a variety of ways throughout their collegiate career. From study halls and tutoring to mentoring and personal growth and development training, GGC puts academic success at the forefront of our mission. Go Grizzlies!
Grizzly fans, you can purchase your season passes today. Packages are available for the fall or spring or all sporting events throughout the 2013-14 season. You can find out more information by calling the Office of Athletics at 678-407-5275 or by visiting the game day ticket window. Single game discounts are available on game day, including youth, senior, military, and group rates. Tickets are selling fast as the Grizzlies take the field and compete for postseason championships for the very first time. We invite you to come experience fast-paced collegiate athletics at a friendly price. Visit grizzlyathletics.com for more information and be sure to purchase your season tickets today. Are you tracking the very latest with Grizzly Athletics? Stay up to date by following Grizzly Athletics on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can join the conversation by using the hashtag Grizzly Athletics all season long. And as always, catch all the recaps, stats, and news on grizzlyathletics.com. Don't be left out. Follow all the latest with Grizzly Athletics online.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Lawrenceville, Georgia. And as always, we've been on time all day long today here on the broadcast. And for the third time in 3 games in day 2, we're waiting on somebody else. I think we get to blame the grounds crew, but we can't blame them too bad because they've done a phenomenal job here in the last 2 days. The other 2 games, it was the umpires we were waiting on.
You know, when I came in about an hour ago getting ready for this game, I saw that the outfield had the sprinklers going as well, which I was actually kind of surprised to see. They're really doing a nice job keeping this field up. It's tough to keep a field in this kind of condition with this many games and this much action, but they're definitely earning their pay today getting this field ready.
Well, what's great is that was one of the lessons we learned from hosting that AI softball tournament last weekend was we really underestimated the wear and tear a field would take because we would think an all clay infield, just keep dragging it after every game and you'll be all right. And that wasn't the case. There was some tamping that had to go on at each bases and, of course, the center circle as well in softball. So a lot of lessons we learned from hosting that AS softball tournament we've carried over here to baseball. And so we've designated a crew full of Grizzlies down there to take care of the field in between games. And watering it down here for the night game will be a welcomed addition for all these coaches and players.
Well, that's great. And the players, to my knowledge, haven't really complained about anything out there. Oftentimes in these tournament-type settings at one field, the pitcher's mound will especially get beat up. But you look at it out there today, and it's immaculate. It's really, they've done a nice job, especially when you get these pitchers out there that really like to dig in. And as the game goes on, you just see a trench being dug out in front of the rubber.
As we approach the 7:30 hour here, first pitch is moments away. As the sun will begin to set beyond the third base dugout, it'll make it difficult for the second baseman and right fielder to see some line drives hit right at him. Pitchers are in the clear in terms of line of sight back from the catcher as the shadows from the Grizzly Athletic Complex will really engulf left field, and we won't be into the second inning, and those will be completely gone, and we'll be 100% under the lights here between Westmont and Georgia Gwinnett. And, of course, the folks from California, 4:30 locally out in Santa Barbara. Really welcomed addition here on the Grizzly Digital Network. They've been up early with coffee and baseball already this tournament. So glad to have them aboard, as well as our day in and day out, game in and game out loyal viewers for the green and gray of Georgia Gwinnett. The coaches' meetings getting ready to wrap up here, and I can't imagine they cover any new topics here with the Game 6 of this NAIA opening round.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so. There's not a lot of peculiarities to this diamond either. It's pretty straightforward. What you see is what you get there. Other than balls going into the dugout, there doesn't seem to be too many places where a ball can get stuck or lodged or anything like that. We don't see too many ground rule doubles, any of that type of activity. So, yeah, it's got to be a pretty quick meeting on the mound.
We have survived a 30% chance of rain all day long here today. We'll have bright sunny skies for the time being until the sunset. Temperature is going to be 84 degrees here at first pitch, and a beautiful night for baseball here in Lawrenceville. We'll turn things over to our public address announcer, Ned Colgrove, for tonight's starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First up, the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Westmont Warriors, who come into action tonight with a 39-18 overall record. Leading off, left fielder Stephen Pollux. Batting second, the shortstop, Joey Gonzalez. Batting third, the catcher, Brandon Gildy. Batting fourth, first baseman, David Gable. Batting fifth and pitching, Alex Bush. Batting sixth, second baseman, Brent Fukushima. Batting seventh, center fielder, William Baring. Batting eighth, third baseman, Rudy Leone. And batting ninth, right fielder, Chris Stroh. Westmont is coached by Robert Ruiz. And now the starting lineup for the home team on the scoreboard, the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies, who come into action tonight with a 48-11 overall record. Leading off in left field, Philip Bates. Batting second in right field, Jake Fields. Batting third baseman, Robbie Payne. Batting fourth, the DH, Pat Long. Batting fifth, first baseman, Sloan Strickland. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Zach Alvord. Batting seventh, center fielder, Christian Van Camp. Batting eighth, second baseman, Garrett Church. Batting ninth, the catcher, John Fidanza. And pitching for the Grizzlies is Tyler Carpenter. The head coach of Georgia Gwinnett is Brad Stromdahl. It's time to play ball.
Big thanks to Ned Colgrove there, public address announcer, statistician, marketer, assistant AD of communications. Stop me if I'm missing something here, Dan. Just to do it all guy is in the press box next to it.
A lot of people do it all at this campus. It's quite an amazing operation that goes on here at GGC just overall across the campus, not just in athletics. A lot of people do a lot of jobs on this campus.
So let's take a look at defensively. Ned touched on it offensively. Bates, Van Camp, and Fields out and around the outfield. Payne, Alvord, and Church, Strickland and around the horn. Fidanza back behind the plate. It'll be number 24. And Tyler Carpenter, that'll toe the rubber for the top-seeded Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies. Carpenter, the AII first-team all-conference selection in his senior season, 6'3", 217 pounds at a Milton. His numbers on the season as a pitcher look something like this. Carpenter, 1.96 ERA, 8-1 record. This is his 19th appearance in his 15th start. He's thrown 2 complete games already this year, including 1 save. 91 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 74 hits, 30 runs, 20 of them earned, 12 walks, and 89 strikeouts. The opponent's bat just .226 versus the right-handed pitcher. He will face the Westmont lineup of Pollock, Gonzalez, Gildy, Gable, Bush, Fukushima, Baring, Leone, and Stroh. As it'll be Stephen Pollux. It'll dig into the left-handed batter's box, wearing number 40, playing left field for head coach Robert Ruiz. Grizzlies are in all white uniforms as the Carpenter's first pitch is popped up in foul territory. Fidanza can't find it. Strickland now in foul territory. Fidanza recovers and will land in the bleachers for a dramatic first strike. Grizzlies again, the home white, green letters and numbers. We will actually be the home team on the scoreboard hanging out in the first base dugout. I know that's weird, but stay with us. Westmont will be the road gray uniforms, maroon numbers trimmed in white. They'll be the visitors hanging out in the third base dugout. Welcome to more tournament chaos. Tyler Carpenter, 0-1 count here, working on Pollux. Offense swinging. This one's going to drop into the gap. Van Camp trying to get to it. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Pollock's extra bases. Hill round first. Hill round second. Motor on around the corner. Here comes a relay. Not going to be in time as Pollock will have himself a leadoff triple for Westmont.
It's a nice job by Pollock just to go with the pitch. It was on the outer half of the plate. And really right now Carpenter's got to settle down. I know it's the first batter, but giving up a triple, a leadoff triple, not the way you want to start this game. And that was a result of him getting his fastball too high up in the zone, and Pollock's just going right with the pitch.
Pollock picks up his third triple of the year, an execution round early here for Westmont. Nobody out and run at third for Joey Gonzalez. The shortstop, who wears number 2, will dig into the right side. Carpenter comes set at the stomach, and he'll wind and fire. This one's going to get past Fidanza. Stopping temporarily will be Pollock, and he'll hold up at third.
Fidanza can thank that short backstop. Here, one of the shorter backstops, I would imagine, in the country. This is only about, 30 feet maybe, if that?
Sure.
Straight back, and usually at the collegiate level you see a much deeper backstop, and that would have been a run pretty much anywhere else.
That's about the only place the ball can go and not score a run. If it goes left to right, there's more real estate to try to score on a wild pitch. Carpenter lets this one go, and it's going to be a blooper in the right field that falls in front of Fields. It's an RBI single for Joey Gonzalez as he'll hold up there, and Westmont strikes first here in the top of the first.
Back-to-back hits, and right now it wouldn't be a bad time to have Fidanza go out and talk to Carpenter, and he's doing just that. To settle him down, it's nervous. This is a do-or-die situation for GGC. They lose this game, they go home. Well, that's true for both teams. And when you have your ace on the bump, you want to get off to a fast start, but that hasn't happened here. So now you just try to limit the damage and get out of this inning. Still haven't made that first out. That's one of the harder ones to make of the game. Get that first batter out, then you can kind of settle in. Instead, you give up a triple and an RBI single. Now you find yourself down.
Gonzalez drives in his 21st RBI of the season. Pollock touches home for the 45th time. Westmont leads 1-0, and this will bring up the catcher and Brandon Gildy as Carpenter throws over to first, but we had time called as I don't think Strickland ever saw the baseball. Carpenter confused on multiple levels here that Sloan didn't see, and the umpire didn't really call time to Carpenter and let him know it was there.
Well, it's tough, that right side of the infield as well. Right now that sun is setting out over the third base dugout, and really for that right side of the infield, it's tough to see.
There's a huge gap between the Grizzly Athletics Complex and the press box at the softball and baseball fields, and that sun that shines right over the grass of the infield is that gap that you're seeing as that sun sets below the trees behind the Grizzly Soccer Complex. So Carpenter gets into Brandon Gildy, an 0-1 count. Carpenter will kick and fire another fastball, swing and a miss here by Gildy. Carpenter's ahead 0-2.
It's like Carpenter's just trying to rear back and fire it by these hitters. And when you get to this level, all these players are here for a reason. These teams are here for a reason. That's because they can hit those pitches. So you got to mix it up a little bit more.
Gildy, 6'1", 205-pound senior to Stockton, California. Pick over there. Strickland, sunglasses and all, makes that play. Back in the bag safely is Gonzalez. Gonzalez, 5 of 8 in the season, stolen base category. Carpenter stops and starts again. Swung on. This one's hit down the right field line and foul. Count made the same 0-2. Carpenter tries at it again. 0-2 way ahead of Gildy. Long pause. Gonzalez stays put. He throws to the plate. This one's put in play. Looper to left center field. Back goes Alvord. Here comes Van Camp. He'll make the scooping catch. Now he'll throw back to first base. I haven't seen an indication for an out period. Do we have a double play?
Looked like a trap to me, but...
So all sorts of confusion on the first base side.
Looks like they called it a trap. No, it was a double play.
I never saw an out called by the second base umpire who turned out that way. Heads up play by Van Camp, sailed it well, threw it back to first base, and they're going to ring up Gonzalez as well. It's a double play for the Grizzlies, 2 outs and nobody on for the first baseman and David Gable.
That's a fortunate break for GGC. From here, it looked like a clear trap, but the second base umpire, as you mentioned, didn't make an out call. And heads up job by Van Camp to throw it down to first base, and Strickland applying the tag to at least guarantee the one out. And instead, the umpire at first seemed to make both out calls.
Second pitch, the at-bat misses for a ball. First one's hits. It's 1-1 to the first baseman, David Gable. Here's weighs number 7, 6 foot tall, 195 pounds of the San Diego, California. 1-1. Fastball hops up to the dirt. Fidanza backhands it.
You know, that type of play as well, that double play can really get the juices going after giving up that early run to turn right around and clear the base paths with a double play, especially of that nature, an exciting one, can really get the momentum swung your way.
2-1, pop up right side. Garrett Church retreats to the outfield grass. Doing the two-step, he'll shield the sun and make the catch for out number 3. So indeed, a leadoff triple for Pollux and the Warriors comes in to score. Westmont leads 1-0, but the Grizzlies tighten up the defense as we go to the bottom of the first. Down the road, this is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. Our administrators, coaches, and staff are proud to be one of the newest members in the NAIA. We aim to uphold the NAIA Champions of Character principles by promoting a positive climate for growth while fostering relationships within Georgia Gwinnett College, Lawrenceville, and Gwinnett County. In addition, we embrace our core values for the Grizzly Athletic Department: sportsmanship, leadership, service, responsibility, and pursuing excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. Go Grizzlies!
Reggae is hot and I know this is the place for me. Get away to where the boat leaves from. It takes away all of your big problems. You could worry, you could drop them in the blue ocean, but you gotta get away to where the boat leaves. Jimmy. You're right there. There's a perfectly good island somewhere where a ride that floats, and don't grab your coat. You won't need it where we are going. Get away to where the boat leaves from. It takes away all of your big problems. You could worry, you could drop them in the blue ocean, but you gotta get away to where the boat leaves from. Pick me up, pick me up, pick me up.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Lawrenceville, Georgia. Let's take a look at the Westmont defense that has a 1-run lead. Pollux, Bering, and Stroth in the outfield. Leon, Gonzalez, Fukushima, and Gable. Back behind the plate is Gildy. And on top of that mound for the Warriors is number 12 in Alex Bush. Bush, in his sophomore season, 6'1", 180 pounds out of Manistee, California. His numbers as a pitcher on the season look like this. Bush, a 4.38 ERA. A 4-3 record. This is his 14th appearance and his 13th start of the year. 61 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 71 hits, 40 runs, 30 of them earned, 18 walks, and 32 strikeouts. The opponent's bat .290 versus the right-handed pitcher. He'll face the Brad Stromdal lineup of Bates, Fields, Payne, Long, Strickland, Alvord, Van Camp, Church, and Fidanza. As Phillip Bates playing left field, digs into the right-handed batter's box. Wearing number 9. Takes a couple of pitches here. He falls behind 1-2. Definitely a let the defense work for you type approach for Bush, who's also in the 9-man offensive lineup. He's been the DH so far in this tournament. And now it's his time to get the job done for the Warriors on the mound.
Got an interesting windup as well. If you watch his right foot, as he does the windup, he almost moves it off the rubber. He slides it so far over.
And we saw problems with that umpires have with pitchers. It happened in Game 2 yesterday, Game 1 this morning. Every bit of about a 7-minute delay as Coach Munns for William Woods had an extended conversation with the third base umpire, which included his starter, about proper footwork and what needs to remain contact of the rubber. So keep an eye on that, as that's going to be the home plate umpire from the last game, now moves down to third. So Bates working the count, 3-2. versus Bush. Payoff pitch, ground ball right back to Bush. It's going to knock down with the glove. He collects it in the infield, but Bush is not able to make the play. Get into his bare hands as Bates will be safe at first base.
Nice infield single there for Bates. Just a rocket back, and as a pitcher, you can't really do much with that. A lot of times, coaches will tell a pitcher, don't bother touching the ball. Don't try to put your glove out there with it. Let your infield take care of it. But in that case, the ball came so quickly up on him, there wasn't really much of an option. And unfortunately for Westford, it wasn't just a tick and then off to the second base. He actually knocked it down, and it acted as a little bit of a bunt.
Bates aboard first with a team best 33 stolen bases, and Westmont's aware of it with a pick over by Bush. Jake Fields steps to the plate. Who digs into the right-handed batter's box? Fields wearing number 18. We'll see Alex Butch from the stretch for the first time in the very first inning. Here comes a pitch. Fields squares the bunt, pulls it back, takes it for a strike. 0-1.
This is the first chance for GGC to show if they can play the small ball as well. They couldn't execute manufacturing a run in the last game. Here's a good opportunity with the leadoff man on and nobody out to move him over, maybe get a sacrifice later on in the inning and tie this game up.
Maybe too deep into a look of an inside conversation, pick over on Bates. But execution rounds you improve on in practice during BP.
Mm-hmm.
You throw BP, move runners over, get them in, lay bunts down. Grizzlies were unable to take BP because we're limited to just our cages. So that sort of fix can be worked out in a short amount of time. But with hosting this tournament, you wonder if they can fix that overnight. Another pick over to Bates, back and sliding safely. I think it's going to help the Grizzlies offense most by not seeing Jacob Butler out there on the mound.
That's true, too. Yeah, Butler last night was excellent.
We've already seen signs of St. Francis' depleted bullpen costing them some wins. It'll be interesting to see what the Fighting Saints have left in that pitching staff come tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Right now, though, Bush is paying a lot of attention over at first base to Bates, which is unusual when you have the batter willingly showing bunt early on.
Field squares again. Bush comes toward the plate. Jake pulls it back, takes it for a ball, 1-1. Field 6'1", 208 pounds, in his senior season at a whole. Another solid crowd on hand here tonight at the Grizzly Baseball Complex.
Pretty good crowd. Another thing to watch out there at first base, it looks like it's already being dug up, or they just laid some new clay out there.
1-1. Bates thought about going, but held up. Fields is off and swinging. High chopper to Leon. He'll bobble it. Can't go to second. Elects to go to first. Good stretch by Gable. Will retire Jake Fields just as good as a bunt as he'll push Bates into scoring position with 1 out.
Just as good as a bunt, but it goes against Fields' batting average if you don't get the bunt down.
So with 1 out, this will bring up the third baseman and Robbie Payne.
Payne yesterday had a rough day, 0 for 4 with those 2 strikeouts. And he's due. We were saying that all game. He came up in a big spot there in the 9th inning and couldn't deliver.
So Payne will hit with a runner in scoring position. That ball gets away from the catcher, Gildy. Bates will move on up into third base. And now Payne has a chance to get that monkey off his back at the NAIA National Tournament and just driving a nice RBI here. And even giving up an out would be cost-effective for Georgia Gwinnett.
In the postgame yesterday, Stromdal was saying that 3 different occasions there was a runner on third base with less than 2 outs, and on all 3 occasions GGC struck out. And at this point, you just have to make contact, put something in play.
Bush, not a big strikeout component to his pitching arsenal. 1-0. Payne lets that one go on the inside corner. 1-1. Makes the mental note of where that pitch was at. Robbie also in his senior campaign, 6'1", 213 pounds in a Marietta. Bush kicks and fires. Payne, ground ball to the right side. Fukushima's going to glove it, and that'll do a good job. He'll throw over to first to Gable, retire Robbie Payne, but the 4-3 putout is good enough to drive in the run, and that will be Big RBI for Payne, his 44th on the season, third on the team in that category. As Phillip Bates comes in to score to tie this ball game at 1, his team leading 67th run scored of the year.
Just what you wanted to do, a ground ball or anything to the right side or to the outfield would have scored that run. And Payne, a nice job jumping on that pitch to make sure he got out in front of it and get something to that right side to score the runner.
So this will bring up Pat Long, the designated hitter. A welcome sight for this Grizzlies starting lineup. As Pat Long extended the season for the Grizzlies up in Boston in a loser's bracket, down a run, 3-2 in the bottom of the ninth, runner in scoring position with 2 outs and delivered the game-tying base hit to push things into extras. The Grizzlies later walked off in the 10th and went on to win the AII championship. Dan, I got a feeling we're going to tell a similar story like that if this game's done. The question is, insert team and name.
That's right. That's right. These types of games, you always have a hero. And we won't find that out until late in this game.
Long, out in front of a changeup, squirts one to the right side. Fukushima's going to glove it, shovels it over to Gable, and that'll do it for Pat Long and the Grizzlies. However, execution much better here in the first inning than what it was of 9 innings last night. We're tied at 1 after 1. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Grizzly fans, you can purchase your season passes today. Packages are available for the fall or spring or all sporting events throughout the 2013-14 season. You can find out more information by calling the Office of Athletics at 678-407-5275 or by visiting the game day ticket window. Single game discounts are available on game day, including youth, senior, military, and group rates. Tickets are selling fast as the Grizzlies take the field and compete for postseason championships for the very first time. We invite you to come experience fast-paced collegiate athletics at a friendly price. Visit grizzlyathletics.com for more information and be sure to purchase your season tickets today. Today is game 8 at 4:30.
GGC is committed to the NAIA Championship character principles of integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and servant leadership. Keep playing, keep learning, keep growing, game on. Learn more about the Champions of Character initiative and the opportunities to play in the NAIA at NAIA.org. We go to the second, tied at 1. Tyler Carpenter resumes his position back on top of that bump, and he'll face fellow pitcher and Alex Bush. Bush takes a healthy hack at the first pitch.
You don't see too many pitchers batting in the 5-hole.
Or pitchers that are right-handed batting left-handed with that
Also
right
true.
arm exposed.
He could be a switch hitter, too.
I haven't seen him flip over. I think he's been all left-handed.
Yeah.
0-1. Fastball misses upstairs. Count 1-1. I know St. Francis had a guy come out of the bullpen yesterday that was left-handed, but I don't know if he saw Alex Bush or not. How about we get our in-house researcher, Locke Hoover, and cameraman to look that up for us. You're taking a break in between pitches there, Locke. Look that up for us. Carpenter falls behind 2-1. Bush with the upper hand of fellow pitcher and Carpenter, and now takes it even more, 3-1. Is this a hitter's count or a pitcher's count for the pitcher that's hitting?
That's a mouthful.
Alex Bush, 6 foot, 180-pound sophomore, in Menifee, California. 3-1. Carpenter just misses off the plate, knocks the hat almost clearly off his head. He'll get readjusted after Bush will take the 4-pitch pass and move on down to first.
Yeah, I can't be happy with that. You don't want to walk the opposing pitcher, even if he is the 5-hole hitter.
Bush is pretty good, too, 403 hitter.
And here comes that. What did they call it in the collegiate level? Is that a flex type of thing? They pinch run for him, but he's obviously going to re-enter the game.
Sort of. Flex is more of a softball term. Yeah. That is, for the NAIA level, that's going to be called a courtesy runner. You're allowed one of those per inning for your pitcher or your catcher.
Gotcha.
With Gildy at the top of the lineup, I would hope he's not going to hit this inning, but if he gets on base, he's stuck where he's at. So this is a courtesy runner. It helps speed the game up a little bit so Bush can get his rest back in the dugout there, and obviously he'll still be in the game. And the courtesy runner is a guy in a gray shirt. Another quick pick by Carpenter. 15 maybe? Let's try 16. Cheeto Elias. He's been the courtesy runner at this tournament so far. So Elias is first, running for Bush. Good runner, too. He stays put. Squaring the bunt will be Fukushima. He'll take the pitch for a strike 0-1. Elias on the season. 2 for 2 in the stolen base category. Bagged one earlier today. Make it 3 for 3. 0-1 count. Carpenter's ahead of Fukushima. Another quick pick and a closer pick with Elias. Back in the bag, sliding safely.
Both pitchers so far in this game paying a lot of attention to the base runners. This time of year, you don't want to give up a free base.
0-1. Fukushima squares the bunt. Misses low for a ball, 1-1.
Crowd's starting to react a little bit to this tight strike zone.
I got a feeling as this game progressive and the closer it is, you'll get that annotated bibliography from the fans in the stands.
I'm sure.
1-1 count, Carpenter. Another quick pick, back in the bag, standing up. I think Elias is tired of sliding. Fernandez flashes a sign, a battery for the Grizzlies with Carpenter. He stops and starts again. Scoring the bunt, popping this one foul will be Fukushima. He's in a hole 1-2.
And each time he doesn't get a bunt down, you can look back at that as a coach later in the game. Is that going to come back and bite us? Would this have been a situation where we could have easily moved the runner over? And every time you square the bunt, don't get it down, that's a big error.
1-2, Carpenter's ahead. He'll kick and fire. Breaking ball, swing and a miss there. Carpenter goes with the curveball. Fukushima way out in front of it. Carpenter will pick up his first strikeout, and it's out number 1 here in the second. Payne will come in on the corner. Strickland bounces off the bag on the first base side here, looking for 2 as they squeeze up the middle with Alvord and Church. And gets William Behring, the center fielder, wearing number 9. Takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. Behring digs into the right side. Elias still holds on to the bag at first. Behring, good man for 2, is grounded into 3 double plays this season. Another quick pick. Back in sliding safely is Elias. Grizzly faithful, getting louder.
Elias seems to have it measured pretty well out there. Even though he's diving, he's getting back relatively easily, and he's right at his limit, just trying to judge how far out he can go. He's got about a 5-foot lead.
He's on the move here, and a line drive right back up the chute. It buzzes the tower of Carpenter. Perfectly executed hit and run. Elias is going to go to third. Camp falls up firing and sliding in safely. Will be Elias at third. It's a third base hit of the day for Westmont, and they've got runners on the corners and 1 out.
Carpenter's got to settle down if he's going to go deep into this ball game. We're only in the top of the second. He's already thrown probably close to 30 pitches.
So Fernandez will jump out in front of home plate, give the signs. This will bring up Rudy Leon. Third baseman wearing number 31. Coach Ruiz goes to the side of the third base coach's box and whispers something into Elias's ear. Make sure everybody's on the same page. In on the corners, back up the middle. They look to push to the right side, popped up and out of play on a bunt by Leon.
Kind of an odd time. That might have been a one-time deal, just trying to catch the defense sleeping a little bit. Lay down the bunt if you can. And now I'd be surprised if he goes to the bunt one more time.
0-1. Carpenter comes set. Pick over to check on first. Strickland makes an athletic play to keep it in the infield. Leon, if bunting, is trying to get something down to the first base side. It's sort of a safety squeeze as Elias will be reading down angle on the ball in the grass. Not a suicide squeeze, of which he was stealing. Often swinging, checked his swing, or did he? Maybe off the tip of the bat, it's a foul ball, 0-2. Carpenter ahead of Leon. No signs of bunting there.
No, I would imagine the bunt is definitely off now. Again, just one of those things, a little bit of a chess move by the coach, trying to catch GGC back on their heels.
Close lead at first for Bering. Here comes a pitch. It's through the right side of the infield. Strickland missed it off the bat. Coming in to score will be Elias. Holding up at second as he throws in a line drive will be Bering. As Leon puts back-to-back singles on the outfield, he'll tack on an RBI as well as Westmont leads 2-1.
And Carpenter right now having some control problems. He's not missing the zone, but he's leaving it up in the zone. And these hitters for Westmont having no problem just hitting little flares to the outfield. We haven't seen particularly hard hit balls aside from that leadoff triple, but everything else has been line drives to the outfield, and when they do get hits, it's just little flares.
Elias scores his 10th run of the season. Meanwhile, Leon will drive in RBI number 21 on the year. So Brad Stromdel will talk things over with his top arm and Tyler Carpenter. Still one out in the inning. Runners at first and second. This will bring up the 9-hole. And Chris Stroh. Stroh wears number 8, playing right field. Talk about a good man for two. Leads the team. Excuse me. Gabriel leads the team in double plays with 7. Stroh not too far behind with 3. First pitch swung on, ground ball right side, foul ball. Carpenter gets ahead 0-1.
That's what Carpenter's going to need, is to get the ball down in the zone and get those ground balls to get out of this inning. He clearly doesn't have the stuff right now anyway to overpower these hitters, so he's having to rely on the defense. But you got to get the ball down.
This ball's hit well into left center field. It's going to torch Van Camp and Church. Roll all the way to the wall. 2 runs are going to come in to score easily with Bering and Leon. Rounding second and looking for 3 will be the 9-hole in Stroh, and he'll slide in safely into the bag at third. It's a 1-out, 2 RBI triple for Chris Stroh. As Westmont now leads 4-1 here in the top of the second inning.
Again, Carpenter, he's just not going to blow it by these batters, so going with his fastball, he has to locate it better. And right now, he's catching a good portion of the plate, and these hitters not trying to do too much with the baseball, just trying to get it out over the infield, and they've split the gaps twice now.
Stroh picks up RBIs 25 and 26 with that swing of the bat. Bering comes into touch home for the 48th time this season, and Leon will touch the dish for the 16th time. And so Tyler Carpenter will now face the top of the lineup in Stephen Pollux. Carpenter evens things up at 1-1.
I wonder if the sun is at all affecting Carpenter. It would be right in his eyes.
Pollux popped this one up, left side. Payne gives it chase, but is pushed toward the bleachers. He gets ahead 1-2. Pollux was a 1-for-6 performance with a pair of strikeouts. Correction, 2-for-6 with an RBI and a run scored in that marathon 12-inning game earlier today, which Westmont beat William Woods at 6-5. Pollux puts this one in the right field. It'll drop down in front of Fields. A fisted single to right will add another run, as Pollux now 2-for-2 off of Carpenter, as Westmont now a 5-1 lead here in the 5th.
And we're starting to see some activity also out there in the Grizzly bullpen. There's already been one coach's visit. Now we're seeing Payne come over and have a word with Carpenter from third base. Wouldn't be surprised if Carpenter has maybe one more batter. Now the catcher's going to go out there and have a word, give a little more time down to the bullpen.
Somewhat of a scramble here, and again, if it's half as awkward for those players as it is for me up here in the press box to see the Grizzlies in white uniforms, their bullpen's down the right field line, and we're hanging out in the first base, it's taking me off my game, much less the Grizzlies' mojo down there in the dugout.
It's an interesting situation. It's a very bizarre. Last night they were the visiting team on the third base side, which is where they usually are for home games, but they were wearing the gray uniforms. Today it's switched, and it can be a pressure situation.
Now here's a ball looped in the right field. It'll drop down in front of Fields. Pollock was headed back to first, and they'll get the force out at second as some poor base running by Pollock will be out number 2, and the Grizzlies will take it here in the second.
Any way you can at this point, just to get out of this inning. And now with 2 outs, Carpenter's just looking to get back to the dugout. I don't know if he gets out of this inning. Do you leave him in to go one more?
As early as it is, I would say yes.
Yeah.
The only thing that would remotely cross your mind for Coach Stromdahl is thinking about Thursday. To win this championship and go to the World Series, you've got to win 2 tomorrow and another on Thursday. Carpenter has come back on short rest from that AI tournament a week ago, so he has that sort of potential. Brandon McKinnon is down in the bullpen, which is ant-eating inning chewer for the Grizzlies. So a lot of confidence in McKinnon for sure. But it's that whole mentality. Are you really planning for Thursday, or are you planning for the bottom of the second?
Yeah, exactly.
0-1 count. Swing and a miss from Gidley.
Also an interesting note here is that GGC has only lost 2 games in a row once this season.
Yeah, that was the number 1 team in the country in Faulkner.
Yeah.
0-2 count. Carpenter way ahead of Gildy. Runner stays put. High chopper toward Alvord. He's going to try to glove the short hop. Backhanded. Dangerous effort to Speedy Gildy's punched out at first base. On a nice play by Zach Alvord for out number 3. The Grizzlies finally get out of a nightmare of a second inning, but Westmont makes the most of it, tacking on 4 runs in the second to take a 5-1 lead. Let's go to the home half of the second on the Grizzly Digital Network.
Grizzly fans, you can purchase your season passes today. Packages are available for the fall or spring, or all sporting events throughout the 2013-14 season. You can find out more information by calling the Office of Athletics at 678-407-5275 or by visiting the game day ticket window. Single game discounts are available on game day, including youth, senior, military, and group rates. Tickets are selling fast as the Grizzlies take the field and compete for postseason championships for the very first time. We invite you to come experience fast-paced collegiate athletics at a friendly price. Visit grizzlyathletics.com for more information and be sure to purchase your season tickets today.
Grizzly fans, you get the latest information on your favorite Grizzly team on grizzlyathletics.com, but you can also get a unique perspective by following us on Twitter and Instagram. Like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube page. Always be sure to use the hashtag Grizzly Athletics. You got a YouTube account over there with the Office of Public Affairs?
Georgia Gwinnett. Any of the networks, just search Georgia Gwinnett, and we are there.
Man, you make that really simple. I just read all that garbage, and all you got to do is type in Georgia Gwinnett on Google and follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
That's right. We're everywhere. We're on Google Plus even.
Google Plus? What is that?
LinkedIn. All of them.
LinkedIn? What is that? We're not on that level over here in athletics.
We got everything.
We need to come for a visit. Come hang out with you guys for a day.
That's right.
So 5-1. Georgia Gwinnett in a little bit of a hole here. Sloan Strickland trying to swing her way out of it. Loops one down the right field line. He'll round first. Coming up firing from right field will be Sloth, and it'll be late getting to second base as Sloan Strickland not going down without a fight here in the second. He'll lead things off with a double.
That's what you want, just a back-and-forth game. If GGC can put 1 or maybe 2 runs on the board, they can get back in this one a little bit. neither pitcher really showing any kind of command this game early on. I don't know if it's nerves, fatigue, what have you. It's getting the jitters out and getting used to being in the visiting dugout while being the home team, whatever the case may be.
I'm going to say I'm definitely blaming the mojo that's hanging out in the third base dugout.
Yeah.
So Strickland's at second with nobody out, and this will bring up Zach Alvord. Alvord will dig into the right-handed batter's box. And we'll see Alex Bush from the stretch again. First pitch taken for a strike, 0-1. Alvord wears number 5, first-team all-conference selection in the AII. Senior shortstop, 5'10", 187 pounds at Alpharetta. Bush with a long pause, pickoff play with Strickland. Count 0-1.
Both teams just paying a lot of attention to the base runners.
I think that's sort of a facade there, especially with Strickland, with 4 stolen bases on the air. I know the Grizzlies have 186 on the season, but they're not coming from slowing, especially trying to steal third with no outs. Bush delivers, misses off the plate. Oliver takes a stare at that, 1-1. Sloan belts his 22nd double of the season.
And there was no hesitation either. He was going for 2 all the way. A lot of players would have just held up at first base and said, I'm going to hang out here, but he doesn't steal bases, but he gets them on the base pass when he gets a hit.
1-1. Bush delivers. Misses away. 2-1. We'll ask our inside researcher and cameraman, Lock Hoover. 22 doubles in 174 at-bats. How often is that a double? Once every how many at-bats? If you didn't take your shoes off, go right ahead. 2 balls and 1 strike. He's going to think about that for a while. Apparently he graduates tomorrow, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Not in math.
2 balls and 1 strike. Another pickoff move here with Strickland. Back in the bag, diving at first. Yeah, round up. Feel free to round up and round down. Make this easy on yourself. How about 1 in every 9 at-bats, Lock? Make it easy on you. Pretty good. I don't have that kind of stat. It's just easy math. 2-1. Alvord rolls this one foul. Make it 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Alvord, big at bat right here. Normally likes to swing a heavy barrel, pull side. But we need something hard to the right side because, like you said, Dan, do you pull Carpenter? I doubt it. Only because we're only in the second. With the home team, there's a lot of baseball, and you're only down 4 runs.
Especially if you get a couple runs back here, you can send them back out. It didn't look like there for a while he was going to get out of that second inning.
That would have been scary.
Giving up a 4 spot.
Don't need a 2-run home run from Alvord here. We just need to do his job. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bush pauses at the chin and delivers. Breaking ball. Alvord pulls that to the shortstop. Gonzalez, he'll glove it. Long throw back over to first base, and Alvord slides feet first into first. Topples over the bag. He gets to his feet and seems to be okay. As even if he's hurt, I think he's just going to walk that one off. Nice play by fellow shortstop Gonzalez in the hole. It's short.
I'm not sure why he slid there. Really wasn't much of a need. And really, no matter what, the physics say you sliding into first base, it's no faster than running.
Yeah. So the high throw, maybe Alvord was thinking to avoid the tag, but nonetheless he's retired. This will bring up the left-handed hitting center fielder, Christian Van Camp. 1 out, and Strickland still holding on to second. Right side out infield, way back with Gable covering some ground off the line. Fukushima, we know, is good with the glove. 0-1 as Bush gets ahead. Second pitch at bat. Misses off the plate, 1-1. Camp is senior, 6'2", 208 pounds at a Canton. That would be Georgia, not New York. I want you to get you confused.
Hey, I lived in Canton, New York for a while, too. That is, you can literally throw a baseball across the Canadian border from Canton, New York.
Am I crazy to think that's where the NFL Hall of Fame is?
No. That's Canton, Ohio.
Oh, that was close. There's a ball hit up the middle. Anything north of the Mason-Dixon line is all snow for me. Strickland on his horse. He'll round third, and he'll come in to score on an RBI single, slapped right back up the middle by Christian Van Camp.
Good piece of hitting there by Van Camp. It was a little low in the zone, but he went down and got it and put a laser out over second base.
Van Camp will pick up his 39th RBI of the season. Meanwhile, Strickland will come in to score his 41st run, and the Grizzlies trail 5-2. So a good start here for the Grizzlies. They've answered runs in the top half of the inning with runs of their own in the bottom half. Not done just yet. There's Garrett Church. Quick pick over to Van Camp. He'll slide back into the bag safely. There's Garrett Church, wears number 6, playing second base, digs into the right side. This senior season, 5'11", 202 pounds. Now right here in Lawrenceville. Another pick over, Van Camp. Safe again. Bush pauses. And now plays. Church takes down below the knees. 1-0.
At this rate, none of these pitchers are going to make it past the 6th inning. Just throwing a lot of pitches, a lot of base runners.
And Coach Dromdale asked for that last night in the postgame. He goes, I want to see a team's depth shine in this tournament because he knows his team is really deep, especially in the bullpen. So if you get into a relief battle with the arms here, you know that favors Georgia Gwinnett. But the ball goes to the outfield. Camp will have a successful stolen base. Couldn't spot the ball initially, so he'll hold put in scoring position with 1 out. Van Camp will pick up a stolen base, number 20 on the season. He's perfect in that category.
Not a bad spot to run. It was a hit-and-run attempt, except that Church swung through his end of it. Well, just to know, it was a poor throw from the catcher as well. Almost threw it into right field.
So Camp in scoring position with good wheels, and Church a good hitter at the plate. 310 hitter on the year, digs into the right side. This senior season, there's a ball misses in. Church gets ahead 2-1. 1 run is nice here, but a solid base knock to get a second would be fantastic for Tyler Carpenter. I think it would take some of the pressure off the young man. Wonder if Carpenter went out there thinking he's going to strike out the world and throw a complete game shutout, which is what he saw last night in St. Francis do to us. 2-1. Ground ball to the right side. Long way to go to Fukushima. He will glove it and throw it over to Gable for out number 2. Not a bad job there by Church trying to squirt one through the right side. Camp ends up at third. Now there's 2 outs in the inning for the 9-hole and John Fidanza.
And it moves the runner along as well. But with 2 outs now, you need a base hit. But to your point about it being a pitcher and you sit there and you watch your offense struggle, not manufacture those runs all game yesterday, it was a close game. And then you go out here and say, okay, are the bats going to come to life this game, or I'm going to have to strike out and throw a shutout to win this game? We'll see now. We're getting into the point of the game, though, where both teams can settle into it a little bit, and this is where Carpenter can really show what he's made of and hang in there and keep giving his team chances offensively.
Fidanza squares the ball, drops one down to the third base side here. The pitcher and Bush is going to get to it. The throw to first is in time. John Fidanza had the right idea, just too much of an angle toward the pitcher. If that ball is 6 inches to the left, Fidanza beats it by the length of his shoe. Instead, we'll leave a runner at third and just score the 1 run. Grizzlies have cut the deficit down to 3. It's 5-2 after 2 complete. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Are you tracking the very latest with Grizzly Athletics? Stay up to date by following Grizzly Athletics on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can join the conversation by using the hashtag Grizzly Athletics all season long. And as always, catch all the recaps, stats, and news on GrizzlyAthletics.com. Don't be left out. Follow all the latest with Grizzly Athletics online.
Your everlasting summer, you can see it fading precious I can't understand. Are you reeling in the years, stowing away the time? Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine? Are you reeling in the years, stowing away the time? Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine? You've been telling me you're a genius since you were 17. In all the time I've known you, I still don't know what you mean. The weekend at the college didn't turn out like you planned. The things that pass for knowledge I can't understand. Are you reeling in the years, stowing away the time? Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine? Are you reeling in the years, stowing away the time? Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine?
From all of us here at Grizzly Athletics, we'd like to thank our sponsors who have made this game and this broadcast possible. Hampton Inn, Homewood Suites by Hilton, Hilton Garden Inn, Gunner Automotive, Nuke's Eatery, the Gwinnett Medical Center, Sports Medicine South, Larry Parker's North Gwinnett Homes, Loop 3000, Marco's Pizza for dinner, and our newest sponsor, Hayes Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lawrenceville. Did you get all that, Dan?
I got it all.
All right.
Hayes Chrysler.
I was about to say, all you heard was Marco's Pizza for dinner, didn't you?
I did. That's how I'm getting paid today.
That's how we're all getting paid today. We go to the top of the third. Westmont on top, 5-2. Tyler Carpenter returns for the bump for the Grizzlies. He'll face the 4-5 spot in the lineup. Gable goes to church with a ground ball, and he'll be retired as Strickland barely stays on the bag for out number 1.
That's a nice change from the last 2 innings in which the leadoff man got on. First inning was a triple, second inning that walk. It's nice to get that first out and not have to worry about it.
Yeah. So with 1 out, this will bring up fellow pitcher, Alex Bush. No one hops up to the plate, gets past Fidanza. Carpenter. 1-1. One out in the inning. That one goes up and in on Bush. Count 2-1.
And again, Carpenter just falling behind batters. You can't be economical when you throw 2 balls every batter.
Hitters count on the way for the pitcher, Alex Bush. Walked in his last at-bat to lead off the second. There's 1 out here in the third. Hitters count. Bush swung on, loops one to the left center field. Long way to go for Camp. But he'll drift in the gap and haul it in for out number 2. Camp fielding his position out there, earning his scholarship dollars. Roaming around in center field. 2 quick outs for Carpenter. Good start. This will bring up the second baseman, Brent Fukushima. Fukushima having a rough day at the plate. Earlier today was 1 for 4 with a walk in a 12-inning game, and now he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout versus Carpenter. That one checked his swing off the thumbs of his handle in the bat.
He doesn't seem like he gets set in his stance quite quickly enough.
Carpenter?
No.
Fukushima.
Fukushima.
Yeah, I'm with you.
He's got that bat on his shoulder almost to the point where the ball's delivered. Just look at this.
0-1. Here comes Carpenter. Now it's a late swing. Popped up. Fidanza needs in some help. Strickland comes in, and now Payne comes in. It's going to drop in fair territory. That is going to be an error on the Grizzlies' third baseman, who's well beyond his range. Fidanza couldn't find it. Strickland was late to get there. Carpenter knew better, and Payne just tried to help out.
You know, that ball should be either the first baseman or the catcher coming in. First baseman probably had the best look at it, but there's no way that Payne should have run almost 100 feet to go catch that ball.
So now the runner at first base, 2 outs in the inning. Carpenter still 1 pitch away against William Berry. He swings one, smashes into center field. Van Camp turning and running. Now he'll turn and look and make the catch. Retreating back to the 400 mark in center field as Bering put a charge into that. Carpenter will get out of the inning only with a 2-out error on the board. Nice job there by Van Camp, and the Grizzlies throw up a 0 in the top of the third. Westmont leads 5-2. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. Our administrators, coaches, and staff are proud to be one of the newest members in the NAIA. We aim to uphold the NAIA Championship Character principles by promoting a positive climate for growth while fostering relationships within Georgia Gwinnett College, Lawrenceville, and Gwinnett County. In addition, we embrace our core values for the Grizzly Athletic Department: sportsmanship, leadership, service, responsibility, and pursuing excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. Go Grizzlies!
The Grizzly Club is off to a great start. The exclusive booster club for Grizzly Athletics provides a championship experience for every GGC student athlete. Your contributions have assisted with hosting the NAIA softball tournament as well as hosting this NAIA baseball opening round. Join the journey with the rest of the Grizzlies toward a national championship in our first year of NAIA postseason eligibility. For more information, click the Grizzly Club tab at the top of the page at grizzlyathletics.com. Join today to be a part of all the excitement of the Grizzly Club. We go to the bottom of the third. Phillip Bates will lead things off again for the Grizzlies. Had a single in the first, tried to bunt his way on here in the third. Called for a foul ball. Count 0-1.
He was very close there to being called out, trying to lay down the bunt, and stepped right on the baseball as he was exiting the batter's box. Umpire said he was still in it.
Some of these numbers are going to be rather remorse for the Grizzlies as we recap yesterday's box score. Bates 0 for 3 with a run scored, including 2 walks. Working the count here. Takes a couple of pitches, 0-2. Alex Bush delivers that one. Chops it toward the awkward Westmont third base dugout. I'll get adjusted to it eventually.
Just in time for one of these teams to head on elsewhere.
Or better yet, we'll come back tomorrow and the Grizzlies will be in their black uniforms in the third base dugout where they should be, and they'll be the home team, and then I'll be really screwed up.
Do they have an alternate jersey?
Yeah, the black. They got the white pants with the black tops. They've also got the good.
So they've got gray, white, and black.
We had green, but we gave those to our 15 seniors that we had on senior day.
Gotcha.
And we've got gold, too. We got 4 of them. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's way off the plate, 2-2. I guess the luxury of hosting one of these tournaments is you're going to pay for it one way or the other, and I guess not being extremely comfortable, just somewhat comfortable in your home park.
That's right.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bush fires in. That's swinging a miss, a foul tip off the skin of the catcher and Gildy. Home plate umpire is going to help out his fellow padded brother and deliver the baseball to Bush.
Always tough, especially for catchers. Can't quite tell, but the catchers that leave their finger out of the glove, that's a real dangerous spot to leave it on those foul ticks, and that might be what happened. Look, he immediately took that glove off and was looking at his hand.
It's one of those things I don't feel sorry for him because you knew what you signed up for.
That's right. And you can always put your finger back in that glove and not worry about it.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Bush fires into Bates. This one's looped over the third baseman's head and Leon, and Bates will be aboard for the second time today with a leadoff single. All 3 times the Grizzlies have led the inning off with the runner. Bates came in to score in the first. Strickland with his double also came in to score. Those are our 2 runs on the board. Can Bates follow suit and get around the horn? It'll be Jake Fields stepping to the plate with nobody out.
And we'll see if Fields gets the bunt sign again. He hasn't been able to lay one down successfully yet.
Which is really interesting. Fields can handle the bat, pick over to Bates, back in the bag sliding safely. Fields can handle the bat. I think he's the best all-around hitter on this team. Pat Long is a great batting average. Sloan Strickland, Phillip Bates. But I think Jake Fields is the best pure right-handed hitter on our team. And it's almost as if we're taking the bat out of his hands by bunting. The situation calls for it. I'm not second-guessing Coach Stromdal at all. But, man, I would just love to see Jake take a full swing in a hitter's count. And, again, he's been behind in the hitter's count taking the first pitch. I just haven't seen Jake have a Jake Fields at bat, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Oh, definitely. I mean, when you're struggling, you just want to get the cuts, get the swings, and do that. And, he hasn't been struggling. Yesterday he had a little bit of a rough game. But overall this season, as you mentioned, one of the best hitters on this team. And as a coach, it's tough to also take the bat out of that player's hands. But in this tournament so far, Fields hasn't really produced.
And what's great is from a Jake Fields standpoint, he had 4 base hits yesterday, but it was all with 2 strikes. So they're a couple, they're squares to the infield. They just get to the outfield. I'd like to see Fields just load into one. Pitch out here as Bates is on the run. Throw down to second base, and he's going to be tagged out. Only a pitch out threw Phillip Bates out in that situation. That's exactly what Westmont did for out number 1.
It looked like a little bit of a late jump. Not sure if that was a hit-and-run call, and then the pitch out spoiled that one, and Bates hung out to dry there.
Haven't seen Fields in too many RBI situations either, and I think that's what Coach Stromdal was trying to create with Bates stealing second. Yeah, Fields got 4 base hits, but 0 RBIs, and that's not a and again, I'm not blaming Jake Fields, but that's not a Jake Fields day.
No.
He's got 4 hits and about 6 RBIs on the day. Well, he's got just 2 hits and a double and a triple with 5 RBIs. Maybe he's raised the expectations even too high for himself. 2-1 in the hitter's count. High chopper left side. This one's going to hop over to third baseman. Gonzalez just going to put it in his back pocket. Fields continues the trend. Now 5 base hits in 2 days.
5 base hits, and as you mentioned, just choppers, nothing really hard hit.
And so with Fields aboard, again, this will bring up Robbie Payne.
Payne's one of those you'd like to see. He has an RBI in this game. I mean, he has 1 RBI in the tournament without having a hit, which is kind of rare. 0 for 4 yesterday.
Payne had a line drive to right field. He hit well, but it was right at the right fielder. It's about as close as he's come.
He looks like a guy that's probably fun to watch in BP.
Oh, yeah.
He seems like he has that type of swing where he can launch a few.
Robbie squares the bunt, pulls it back, takes it for a ball, 1-0. The best day is when the winds are blowing out to right field, and Robbie Payne and Ty Abbott getting the same hitting groups, and it's just absolutely launch city. 1 ball, no strikes. Fields a good runner at first. Bush kicks and fires. Payne hits that one hard, right past off the heels of Fields. He'll get the green light around second with 1 out. He'll turn on the Jets. Here comes the throw. The relay is cut off as Robbie Payne, with a slap of his own hand, sort of a self-high five. You can really tell that one felt good for the Grizzlies' third baseman.
Yeah, put a good swing on it. He got a swing that reminds me a little bit of Robin Ventura.
Nice.
That lefty, a little bit of an open stance, comes right in, hands high.
And so the Grizzlies with a little momentum here. 3 hits in the inning will put runners at the corners and 1 out for the cleanup hitter and Pat Long. This will get a cause of concern out of the dugout for Robert Ruiz. So they'll talk things over here.
They do have the 1 out, however, which brings the double play in. And it didn't look like Payne has a ton of speed out there on the base paths. He kind of just trundled down to first base. Didn't even think about trying to push 2 with the throw going over to third.
Payne likes to call it deceptive speed.
That's what all slow people like to call it.
Robbie Payne on the season, 9 of 12 in the stolen base category, which is more than some team leaders in this tournament, believe it or not. First pitch to Pat Long, lips in there for a strike, 0-1. We saw Pat Long get a pinch hit at bat yesterday for John Fidanza, and he flew out to center field in the ninth.
This will be a good spot to hit one in the gap here. You're the DH is what you're in here for, this type of situation.
0-1 count. Bush comes set and delivers. Fastball, Long loops one over. They'll go to second base to get Payne. They'll try to turn a double play, and they do. 5-4-3 double play as Pat Long grounds into his first double play of the season. It'll end the threat in the inning for the Grizzlies as they leave a runner on board. They get 3 hits and no runs in the inning. Westmont leads 5-2 after 3. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
As a member of the NAIA, Georgia Gwinnett College is responsible for the actions of its coaches, student athletes, faculty and staff, fans, boosters, and alumni. We are committed to the principle of institutional control and operating our athletics program in a manner consistent with the letter and spirit of the NAIA and Georgia Gwinnett College. We expect our student athletes to be model students in the classroom by offering academic support services in a variety of ways throughout their collegiate career. From study halls and tutoring to mentoring and personal growth and development training, GGC puts academic success at the forefront of our mission. Go Grizzlies!
Everyone is signing up for the Grizzly Game Bites newsletter, and rightfully so. Each week, a recap and a preview of Grizzly Athletics is delivered right to your email inbox. Click on the Fan Zone tab on GrizzlyAthletics.com to sign up now. It's the Grizzly Game Bites newsletter, and it's 100% free. We have a 100% participation on the receiving end of the Grizzly Game Bites newsletter in this press box right now. Ain't that right, Locke? Did you sign up yet? Of course he did. Tyler Carpenter back on the bump here to start the fourth. Westmont on top 5-2. 8-1-9 to appear in the inning. Leon, Stroh, and Pollux. We've played 3. Westmont scored 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 5 runs on 6 hits. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, for 2 runs on 6 hits as well. 1 error defensively. It has not cost the Grizzlies a run. Rudy Leon will dig into the right side. 2 for 4 yesterday with an RBI. Check that. That's 2 for 4 versus William Woods earlier today. Carpenter falls behind 2-1 versus the right-handed hitting third baseman. Carpenter will kick and fire. This one's checked foul as it straddles that third baseline. I believe it made contact with Leon, the hitter, so the umpire blew it dead. Dan, correct me if I'm wrong here. Another fantastic crowd here to support the Grizzlies, but again, for the second night in a row, looking for something to root for.
That's right. It's a crowd waiting to erupt. They haven't had much to cheer about the last 2 days.
Swing and a miss as Carpenter will get a strike 3. Fidanza will complete the strikeout, tossing it to first base as Leon will be retired. Carpenter's second strikeout of his start. It's out number 1 here in the fourth. This will bring up the 9-hole, Chris Stroh.
You know, that last inning for GGC looking like they were going to score a couple more runs, get this game a little bit more in reach, and again, not getting that timely hit.
But I like it for some reason. A run in the first, a run in the second, you're threatening the third. It means you're close. And it's better to be close than be clueless like what we looked like yesterday.
That's right. That's right. Close still doesn't win ball games.
I couldn't agree more. A lot of ball games left, but I'm with you. It's progress is my point.
Mm-hmm.
Carpenter kicks and fires. This one misses in. Falls behind 2-0 to the 9-hill that kind of had the punch to the gut of Carpenter, and Stroth had the triple that scored 2 back in the second. Carpenter looking for some revenge here. Falls behind 2-0. Capper to the left side. Payne can't glove it. Ulver tries around it. Catch and throw on the run. The one hopper. Stroth too much speed. Will come away with an infield single. Pesky Stroh, the bottom of the lineup. 1 for 5 earlier today with a run scored. Now he's 2 for 2.
And he always puts it in a tough spot. We've seen a few plays there deep in the hole in these last couple games, and none of the teams really can cover that deep shortstop position.
There is one guy that looked pretty good doing it today. That was Luis Diaz, the shortstop for Southeastern. He put on a gold glove display at shortstop. Swing and a miss from the top of the lineup, and Stephen Pollux. I kid you not, Dan, he had a ground ball that he fielded about, I would say 12 feet behind the pitcher's mound, between that and the bag at second.
Mm-hmm.
He caught another ball over the shoulder, Willie Mays style, about 20 yards into the outfield grass. He had the Derek Jeter jump throw in the hole. He also had a slow roller in short that he rounded and threw the guy out as well, and made it all look effortlessly.
Nice. It's always nice. A shortstop, one of those positions that can really anchor a defense as well.
And they hide him down there in the 7 hole, and he makes his money with that glove, and any sort of offensive production they get out of him is golden.
That's a classic shortstop.
Yeah.
One of those, you don't see that too often anymore. Shortstops now have to produce offensively as well.
So Coach Stromdal will come out of the dugout here in the middle of the at-bat in a 1-1 count versus Pollux. Right at first base is Stroh, and Tyler Carpenter is going to get a mental test here. The rest of the Grizzlies will support him in this effort. As Brandon McKinnon is down in the bullpen, looks to be ready to roll.
Yeah, 3 out of the last 4 innings as well. He's received some kind of visit from one of the coaches anyway.
From an experienced third baseman, I was always told by the coach to go talk to the pitcher. This is the most annoying conversation for a starter right here. Because in his mind, he goes, Coach, I'm fine, get away.
Yeah.
Or, Coach, pull me out right now. Otherwise, I may not have my A game. I'm battling out here. Get out of my way. And it looks like Coach Stromdal has not heard the right answers, and Tyler Carpenter is going to come out of this ball game.
Yeah, and Carpenter doesn't look very happy about it.
No.
Doesn't have an option.
So no audible here from Tyler Carpenter trying to keep him in the game. He'll walk off here, and much to the dismay of his own disappointment, we'll take a break and come back to tell you all about the new reliever. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Grizzly fans, you can purchase your season passes today. Packages are available for the fall or spring or all sporting events throughout the 2013-14 season. You can find out more information by calling the Office of Athletics at 678-407-5275 or by visiting the game day ticket window. Single game discounts are available on game day, including youth, senior, military, and group rates. Tickets are selling fast as the Grizzlies take the field and compete for postseason championships for the very first time. We invite you to come experience fast-paced collegiate athletics at a friendly price. Visit grizzlyathletics.com for more information and be sure to purchase your season tickets today.
I have done all that I could to see the evil and the good without hiding. You must help me if you can. Doctor, my eyes, tell me what is wrong. Was I unwise to leave them open for so long?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Grizzly Digital Network. New pitcher on the mound for the Grizzlies is indeed number 37, and Brandon McKinnon. The junior is 6'3", 191 pounds, and in Nova Scotia, Canada. He will toe the rubber for the Grizzlies and have a heck of a job to do, but McKinnon is capable of doing that. 3.12 ERA, a 5-1 record. This is his 16th appearance, and he's had 8 starts and 8 appearances out of the bullpen. 49 innings pitched, 44 hits given up, just 18 runs, and 17 of them earned. 25 walks and 48 strikeouts. Opponents bat .246 versus the left-handed pitcher. McKinnon's first pitch sweeps in there for a strike to the left-handed hitting Stephen Pollux, and the count is now 1-2 as McKinnon inherited a 1-1 count.
You know, as a lefty up there as well, it's tough to see a left-hander that has a sidearm delivery. It almost comes in from behind you. Trying to read that.
Bonanza blocks it up nicely, keeps Stroh over there in check at first. 2 balls and 2 strikes. McKinnon started the year as the Grizzlies' number 3 starter. It was Tyler Carpenter, Alex Roberts, and Brandon McKinnon. Spittler got him a handful of starts. Sheldon Connor got him some midweek starts, and even Adam Clark now, as of recently, has fit in that number 3 role. So McKinnon, no stranger to being in this contest early in the ballgame. He knows the job in long relief that he has to do here. As Pollux thought it was a different count than what it actually was, and so now it's full at 3-2. Swung on, chopper to the right side. Strickland will glove it in foul territory. We'll get a redo at 3-2.
Taking a lot of time between pitches here, too.
Pollux perfect on the day. Perfect in this game. 2 for 2 with a single and a triple. Runners on the move. Bonanza will short hop it, but it's ball 4 and it's not going to matter. Pollux has been on base all 3 times today. So with runners at first and second and just 1 out, McKinnon's still throwing from the stretch. Will face Joey Gonzalez. Gonzalez will dig into the right side. Versus McKinnon throwing from the left. Couple of loose activity in the Grizzlies bullpen. I think that's just go ahead and start getting loose if we need you. As I believe the red alert horn has gone off down there in the bullpen. Ready to roll in this elimination game. McKinnon, first one's in there for a strike to Gonzalez. The .343 hitter, 12 doubles, 2 triples, 20 RBIs, and 31 runs scored. McKinnon misses just below the knees and may be in. Things are even at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. McKinnon working on Gonzalez. Sets and slides toward the plate. Misses upstairs for a ball, 2-1. Fernandez wanted it there as he kind of pounds his glove and tells McKinnon, good job. Just relax. Keep finding my mitt. Two runners on for Westmont, who lead by 3. 2-1. Inside pitch is going to be a dead ball and a hit by pitch as Gonzalez will roll on down to first.
And this is exactly what you didn't want. Pierre Stromdal calling to the bullpen to get someone to get you through this inning. And instead, you walk the first batter you face, then you hit the next one you face and load up the bases almost immediately. So with just 1 out.
Stroh over to third. Pollux up to second. Gonzalez on down to first. Still 1 out in the inning. And this will bring up the catcher and Brandon Gildy.
Oh, you're talking about the depth of Georgia Gwinnett and how that's what Stromdal wanted, was to see the depth come out and see his team show what kind of depth they have.
First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1.
And right now, they don't look like a near 50-win team by any means. This pitching has been kind of all over the map today.
McKinnon gets ahead 0-1 versus Gildy. Second pitch misses up and away. 1-1. Gildy very much a when he goes, they go type player for Westmont as their emotional leader back there behind the plate, hitting in the 3-hole in the offensive lineup. First team all-conference selection and a player of the year. Out of the GSAC conference. Breaking ball is going to get away from Fidanza, and it's going to hit another batter in Gildy. So he'll trot on down to first, is put a quarter in the merry-go-round and watch him go. As coming in to score will be Stroh. Pollux moves over to third. Gonzalez up to second. Gildy will go to first, and he'll get a courtesy runner. And that is not going to be Elias. We got to figure out who that is. So McKinnon, walk, hit by pitch, still has the bases loaded and 1 out. Now there's all sorts of white jerseys running around in that bullpen.
And that last hit by pitch, he bounced it in there. It was a short hop hit by pitch. I
see Spittler and Threet and Connor and Turner all down there stretching in some way, shape, or form. Fidanza will stop play. Strickland will join the conversation as well. And this is all to buy time.
If you're Georgia Gwinnett, you got to find your identity here.
Yep.
You're late in the season. You have to dig down and say, we're the number 1 seed for a reason. We were talking yesterday how no 5 seed has ever won in an opening round. How many 1 seeds are out after 2 games?
It's a good stat. Good question. Coach Stromdel will make the trip out to the mound, delaying this even more. And this is, again, just buying time for the Grizzly bullpen. Coach Stromdel will stay out there as long as possible.
Too bad you can't have like the football rule, how you have to throw a pitch between timeouts and.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, because in football, right, the defense calls a timeout. You have to have a play. You can't call back-to-back timeouts. You have to have something happen.
Mm-hmm.
And here we had the catcher call time, go out and talk to the pitcher. As he's walking back, coach comes out.
The purist inside of me says fight all the instant replay and rule changes because this game has been great for more than 100 years.
Yeah.
But that's an actually pretty good argument. That's one of the first ones I've made that's made sense to me in a really long time.
Because, I mean, now we're looking at, 3-4 minute delay, and then they are going to switch pitchers here. And it's just, if the catcher goes out there and talks to the pitcher, make him throw a pitch before the coach comes out.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I like where your head's at, Dan. The Grizzlies will make a pitching change here. Call tonight for Brandon McKinnon, who walks 1 and hits 2 batters. His day will be done, and he's responsible for all 3 runners on the base path. As the Grizzlies will make another change, we'll take another break. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
As a member of the NAIA, Georgia Gwinnett College is responsible for the actions of its coaches, student-athletes, faculty and staff, fans, boosters, and alumni. We are committed to the principle of institutional control and operate in our athletics program in a manner consistent with the letter and spirit of the NAIA and Georgia Gwinnett College. We expect our student-athletes to be model students in the classroom by offering academic support services in a variety of ways throughout their collegiate career. From study halls and tutoring to mentoring and personal growth and development training, GGC puts academic success at the forefront of our mission. Go Grizzlies!
Pitching change for Georgia Gwinnett. Now on the mound, number 19, Jonathan Spittler.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Grizzly Baseball Complex. New pitcher on the mound for the Grizzlies will be number 19, and Jonathan Spittler. Spittler, who hails from right down the road here in Gwinnett County. At Suwanee, Georgia, 6'6", 225 pounds. In his senior season, He'll toe the rubber for the Grizzlies and have a 3.38 ERA, a 4-0 record. This is his 24th appearance of this season. Does have 4 starts under his belt and 2 saves in total. 40 innings pitched, 37 hits given up, 18 runs, 15 of them earned, 18 walks, and 38 strikeouts. The opponent's bat .243 versus the right-handed pitcher. So Spittler will get a crack at it here after McKinnon will exit stage right. Spittler will inherit a bases-loaded one-out jam as Westmont leads at 6-2. We're here in the top of the 4th, needing outs, needing stitches, and perhaps needing surgery. This one's going to miss below the knees. Count 1-0.
And Stromdal perhaps hedging his bet here with 3 players warming up in the GGC bullpen right now.
I've heard of double barrel action in the bullpen. What do you call that, Dan?
I don't know.
It's a whole arsenal of arms. And just so you know, for the record, there's only 1 catcher down there. So there's relief pitchers warming up with other relief pitchers. There's more like 5 guys getting loose right now.
Yeah.
So Spittler working to count 1-1 versus the left-handed hitting first baseman in Gable. He'll rope this one. Base hit. It'll fall in front of Fields. 1 run comes in to score. Everybody will move up. Station to station baseball. As Alford will back pick to third to no avail. It's actually a pinch hit, base hit by Blake Mathias, a 6'1", 200-pound junior and a Las Vegas, Nevada that comes up with the pinch hit RBI bases loaded single. Westmont now leads 7-2. Pollux comes in to score. Gonzalez stops at third. The courtesy runners up to second. As now Mathias is at first. Base is still loaded, 1 out for Alex Bush. He'll loop this one foul on the first base side.
Grizzlies got to be careful here to just limit that damage. They're in danger of getting blown out at this point. Still just in the 4th inning. A lot of baseball to be played, but down 5 runs in the first 3.5 innings. We're not even through 3.5.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Yeah.
We're going to need some help here pretty quickly. Alex Bush, fellow pitcher, versus the third pitcher using this contest. Sloan will get a ground ball back to him. Fidanza goes back to first. It's going to hit Bush right in the back. They're going to try to take third. Church comes up firing, and now we're going to get interference. Fidanza is all over it as Fidanza clears himself with the inside of the base path. Throw it down to Strickland, covering the back, and we're going to get interference call against the runner and Alex Bush, who gets drilled right in the back. Meanwhile, the first base umpire is explaining the call to the first base coach, which is actually the home plate umpire's call, who's now explaining it to the head coach in Robert Ruiz. He's not happy with it, but the Grizzlies get I don't know what you call it, a fortunate 4-3 interference double, or a 3-2 interference double play. And the surgery is on to seal up the bleeding for the Grizzlies as Westmont is on top 7-2. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We've got drama here in Lawrenceville. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Grizzly fans, you can purchase your season passes today. Packages are available for the fall or spring or all sporting events throughout the 2013-14 season. You can find out more information by calling the Office of Athletics at 678-407-5275 or by visiting the game day ticket window. Single game discounts are available on game day, including youth, senior, military, and group rates. Tickets are selling fast as the Grizzlies take the field and compete for postseason championships for the very first time. We invite you to come experience fast-paced collegiate athletics at a friendly price. Visit grizzlyathletics.com for more information and be sure to purchase your season tickets today.
If you like what you saw here today, be sure to check out the on-demand tab of the Grizzly Digital Network. All live broadcasts are archived for your viewing pleasure. If you love what you saw here today, you can purchase a copy of today's broadcast on DVD. Fill out the DVD order form, and we'll mail it straight to your home. Capture your favorite moments of the Grizzly Digital Network on DVD forever. Visit the multimedia tab on grizzlyathletics.com. We go to the bottom of the 4th. I've got good news. We're the home team here with a lot of at-bats left, 6 of them to be exact, down 5 runs. We'll start with one at a time. And Sloan Strickland led things off with a double in the 2nd inning. And now he'll lead things off here in the 4th. Grizzlies have been 3 for 3, getting that leadoff man aboard.
Interesting note you mentioned at the break, Bush, the pitcher, was the one who got drilled in the back as he was running down the first baseline. You have to wonder if that's going to affect him at all, because that wasn't a soft throw down to first from Fidanza.
No.
That was a bullet.
1-1 count. Ground ball for Sloan. Right side. Fukushima gloves it in the hole, and he'll throw it over to Gable for out number 1. Again, last time I checked, Dan, you can't hit a 6-run home run to take the lead. You just need one at a time here.
That's right. Just chip away. You've got you're down 5 with 5.5 innings to play. So if you can tack one on here, a couple innings later, just get it within striking distance. That's all you're telling these guys to do. Don't try to do it all in one swing.
Spittler could be your guy, too. Get you out of the top of the 4th inning with minimal damage. Can he throw up some zeros for you, too? All is not lost, and their season is not over just yet. Time to grind for the Grizzlies. Alex Bush delivers. Breaking ball on a 55-footer. Hops up and hit Gildy. I know one thing. Gildy is a tough cookie back there behind the plate. This is his 3rd game to play in 2 days. And he has done it with the bat, done it with his glove, kept the team glued together in an elimination game. And I don't know if there's an all-conference team, but I'm going to go ahead and make the nomination for the catcher, Brandon Gildy.
He's been solid back there, and it's tough when you got to play this many games and be crouched for that long. Think about it. He's been crouched for probably about 5 hours today. You know, it's a lot of grind on your lower body.
And at the rate this one's going, it'll be 7 hours in total on the day.
Yep.
1-1 count with 1 out. Alford rolls over that ground ball. High one for Leon over the top of his head, off the tip of his letter, and he'll roll into the outfield. Zach Alford will be aboard via the 1-out single. See Alford back in the action. First base hit of the NAIA opening round. He'll be aboard first, and this will bring up the center fielder in Van Camp.
Haven't had any clean innings yet in this game. But GGC, for the second night in a row, hasn't been able to get those timely hits.
Bush kicks and fires. Van Camp takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. We did not see Van Camp in last night's 3-2 loss, but he gets to start in center field here tonight. Going to be Van Camp's 38th start of the year. Coach Stromdo alluding to that death. 11 different Grizzlies have started in 30 or more games this season offensively. Not even counting the pitching. Pick over to check on Alford, back in the bag, sliding safely. Zach 19 of 21 in the stolen bases on the year. Camp digs into the left side. First is Alex Bush. Swung on, ground ball right side. Fukushima gloves it. Flips over to Gonzalez for 1, who tosses it over to Gable for 2. Ending. 4-6-3 double play. Any signs of momentum, swings right back in Westmont's favor. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Warriors on top 7-2. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. Our administrators, coaches, and staff are proud to be one of the newest members in the NAIA. We aim to uphold the NAIA Champions of Character principles by promoting a positive climate for growth while fostering relationships within Georgia Gwinnett College, Lawrenceville, and Gwinnett County. In addition, we embrace our core values for the Grizzly Athletic Department: sportsmanship, leadership, service, responsibility, and pursuing excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. Go Grizzlies!
NAIA student-athletes stand for something when they compete: integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and servant leadership. Learn more about the NAIA and its Champions of Character program at naia.org.
What are you doing for lunch next Wednesday? Not tomorrow. Join the Grizzly Digital Network for Grizzlies Live in Nuke City. We'd like to welcome all of our Grizzly fans in Nuke City and Lawrenceville on the corner of Duluth Highway and Lawrenceville-Swanee Road every Wednesday at 12 noon. You can meet the Grizzly staff, enter to win Grizzly gear, and take advantage of Nuke's Claw Card discounts. If you're unable to attend, feel free to submit your questions for our guests on Twitter and watch live on the Grizzly Digital Network. Make every Wednesday a lunch date with Grizzlies Live at Nuke City. We will not, after that promo, we will not have Grizzlies Live tomorrow because we will be here at the Grizzly Baseball Complex broadcasting the NAIA opening round. Mark it on your calendar, May 21st. We will have Grizzlies Live. Location to be determined. If the Grizzlies pull off the comeback and make it to Lewiston, Idaho, we may have Grizzlies Live from Idaho. Otherwise, we'll be back here in Lawrenceville. Grizzlies Live at Nukes on May 21st at 12 noon. Spittler back on the bump for the Grizzlies here at the top of the fifth inning. He'll face 6, 7, and 8 Fukushima, Bering, and Leon. There's Jonathan Spittler going from the windup here, looking good, 0-2 versus the second baseman for the Warriors. Strike three looking, wasting no time. And listen to the crowd get behind Jonathan Spittler here.
That was a nice pitch to finish him off. Nice quick. What was that, 3 pitches, right?
Yep, good afternoon, good evening,
Yeah.
and good night.
That was a nice pitch to finish him off with that curveball. Froze him.
One out, and this will bring up the center fielder and William Bering. Grizzlies need something good after back-to-back innings ending with double plays. Breaking ball over the outside half. Spittler looks focused.
And Spittler really throws his whole body into that curveball. You can see him really trying to snap that wrist to the point where he's almost falling over.
All 6'6", 225 pounds. Here's a bunt, drop down in front of Payne. He'll have to barehand it, lets go of it, throws it across his body, no chance. William Bering just lays one right in front of Robbie Payne. It'll be an infield hit with one out.
Payne playing a little back as well. Wasn't in the best position to try to make that play and really had no chance. As a result, he was playing behind the bag when that at-bat started, and Bering, to his credit, recognized that early.
So the runner at first and one out. This will bring up Rudy Leon as Spittler goes back to the stretch. Leon on the right side, Spittler from the right. He'll kick and fire. Fastball over the heart. He gets ahead 0-1. Leon 1 for 2 today with an RBI single back in the second. 0-1. Breaking ball. Make it 0-2. The old adage for a pitcher, get that umpire's right arm a moving. That's exactly what Spittler's doing.
When you throw strikes, good things happen. And right now, Spittler looking like he's got pretty pinpoint control.
Leon, 373 hitter on the season. Spittler delivers. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce Jonathan Spittler. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and there's 1 out. Spittler right back on top of that rubber. He's ready to throw to Chris Stroh.
Yeah, gets one more strikeout here. That can really fire up the offense. Get a quick inning and show some dominance on the mound. Gets the offense a little more confidence in it.
Stroh in from the left side. Spittler delivers. Breaking ball. Fouled straight back. 0-1. Again, both these teams familiar with coming out of losers bracket. Westmont lost their first game of the conference tournament in the GSAC to San Diego Christian 6-2. They peeled off the Masters and Vanguard of the losers bracket, then beat San Diego Christian twice by scores of 17-11 and 13-5 to take the automatic bid out of the GSAC. The NAIA doesn't show too many signs of respect. It makes Westmont the 4 seed of the toughest conference tournament in the country and sends them across the country to Lawrenceville. They run into the buzzsaw known as St. Francis, the 5 seed, who's won 2 games, and now they await the winner of this contest at 1 o'clock tomorrow. They won and eliminated William Woods earlier today to advance to the Grizzlies here tonight under the lights. Meanwhile, Georgia Gwinnett, they dropped their second game of the conference tournament, losing to Cal State San Marcos. Different path for them. San Marcos was eliminated later on in the tournament, but elimination wins against Fisher and LSU Alexandria. Then the championship day versus Houston Victoria, 11-0, got the Grizzlies an automatic bid to this NAIA National Tournament. This one's popped up shallow right field. Back goes Church. On comes Field. Church will try to make the over-the-shoulder catch, and he does. Garrett Church, another local product here in Lawrenceville, makes the catch, and it's a quick inning for Jonathan Spittler, and you can hear the Grizzly faithful starting to get wound up. Can we get some offense going? We head to the bottom of the fifth. Westmont on top 7-2. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Grizzly fans, you can purchase your season passes today. Packages are available for the fall or spring or all sporting events throughout the 2013-14 season. You can find out more information by calling the Office of Athletics at 678-407-5275 or by visiting the game day ticket window. Single game discounts are available on game day, including youth, senior, military, and group rates. Tickets are selling fast as the Grizzlies take the field and compete for postseason championships for the very first time. We invite you to come experience fast-paced collegiate athletics at a friendly price. Visit grizzlyathletics.com for more information and be sure to purchase your season tickets today.
Chase Hodges, the men's and women's tennis program, will begin their journey toward a national championship in Mobile, Alabama, starting tomorrow morning. The men's tennis team, the 3 seed in the national tournament, and the women's tennis team, the 2nd seed in the national tournament. Stay tuned to GrizzlyAthletics.com to follow them to their journey at the NAIA Tennis National Championships. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Due up here for the Grizzlies will be Church, Fidanza, and Bates. Ground ball to the right side. And it'll be Fukushima who will pick up his 5th assist of the day. I believe that's now 15 in 3 games for him.
Busy guy over there. Pretty sure-handed, too. He's had some difficult plays moving to his left most of the time and fielding those in the hole. And so far, looks pretty sure-handed over there.
So with 1 out, nobody on, this will bring up the switch-hitting catcher, John Fidanza, who digs in the left side. Takes the first pitch for a strike 0-1. Second pitch, Fidanza flails at that one, pops it up to right field. Stroh will pitch a 10 underneath it and haul it in for round number 2. So with 2 outs and nobody on, that'll bring up the left fielder and Phillip Bates. Twice to the lineup for Georgia Gwinnett. 2 runs on 7 hits. No errors by this Westmont defense as Alex Bush has walked none and struck out none. Bates takes the first pitch for a ball 1-0. Bates a .358 hitter, 12 doubles, 6 triples, 1 home run, 37 RBIs, and 67 runs scored. Another pop up to center. Bearing will drift underneath it and squeeze it for out number 2. Correction, out number 3. I missed an out somewhere. Thank you, Dan. So 1-2-3 inning here for Alex Bush as the momentum remains in the Warriors dugout, which is on the third base side. They lead 7-2 here on the Grizzly Digital Network.
Are you tracking the very latest with Grizzly Athletics? Stay up to date by following Grizzly Athletics on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can join the conversation by using the hashtag Grizzly Athletics all season long. And as always, catch all the recaps, stats, and news on GrizzlyAthletics.com. Don't be left out. Follow all the latest with Grizzly Athletics online.
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia.
should be done. This style is identical to none. Some try to make it sound like this, but you're getting me. So upset that I'm wet cause you're sweating me. I start to think and then I sink into the paper like I was ink. When I'm writing, I'm trapped in between the line. I escape. When I finish the rhyme, I got soul. Into the future.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Lawrenceville, Georgia. As the Grizzlies find themselves down 7-2 here in the top of the top of the sixth. My innings in order all messed up here. Let's paint the picture for you.
You called too much baseball this day.
It's all starting to get blurry through this window. We've played 5 innings, right?
Correct.
The score is 7-2. Westmont leads.
That's right.
We go to the top of the sixth.
Yep.
Jonathan Spittler out there on the mound for Georgia Gwinnett. This will be the top of the lineup in Stephen Pollux, who hits a home run foul down the left field line. Scouting report said Pollux was pulled. He's gone oppo 3 times here today.
And he's had a lot of success as well. He has a single, a triple, a walk. He's reached base every time he's been up.
He counted for 3 runs as well, 2 scoring and 1 driving in. Be nice for Spittler to get up on the strong side of this inning by taking care of Pollux to lead off the 6th. Now I'm ready to go. Second pitch he at bat. Misses below the knees for a ball, 1-1.
Wind is dead still as well. We started this game, wind was blowing out. And flag out there in center. Just hang still.
You ever heard the phrase calm before the storm?
That's true. We're supposed to get some weather tomorrow.
100% chance of rain tomorrow.
When's that supposed to start, do you know?
Yeah, let's see what the Weather Channel app tells me. Absolutely nothing. I do know one thing. Our tournament coordinator and Sean Gillespie has been locked on to that app all day long today, getting the hour-by-hour update.
Turned out to be a beautiful day today.
It did. And so he has a contingency plan for sure heading into tomorrow.
Going to put a dome over this overnight?
Sure. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one's the other way again for Pollux. Bates retreats back, but he'll haul it in for out number 1.
You can feel the crowd really trying to will this team back to life. Down 5 runs as we get to the back half of this game. They're just wanting to see something. At least let them know they're still watching and paying attention.
Absolutely. So with 1 out, nobody on, that'll bring up Joey Gonzalez. Spittler off to a good start, 2 for 2, retiring the leadoff man. Breaking ball, looked at by Gonzalez. Count 1-0. Gonzalez 1 for 2 on today with a hit by pitch. He was the beneficiary of Brandon McKinnon's bumpy appearance. This one's popped up right side. This is trouble. Strickland running, Church running, calls everybody off in foul territory, makes the catch in the webbing of his glove for out number 2.
Nice play there from Church. He had to run a long way, and it looked like he had a little bit of the gator arms going on. He wasn't quite sure how far away he was from the what's so funny about that?
No, you're right. It's a great description.
He didn't look like he knew how far away from that fence he was, and just kind of stabbed at it at the last moment.
No, spot on. Great play by Church. Good description. Good choice of words. I'm with you. Caught me off guard there. I wasn't expecting gator arms. 2 outs and nobody on. Spittler trying to deal here. In the 6th, he'll face the go-to man for the Warriors in Brennan Gildy.
You know, gator arms, one of those football terms.
Yeah.
You hear about the receiver going out over the middle.
It was brilliant. I'm with you. 0-1. Make it 1-1. Westmont on top here. 7-2 in the 6th. Spittler trying to make quick work of the Warriors in the top half of the inning. Fastball misses off the plate. It's 2-1. Spittler versus Gildy. This would be a step in the right direction for Georgia Gwinnett. I believe that wound would be completely sealed up here if Spittler goes 1-2-3 versus the top of the lineup. Question is, can you get something going offensively? 2-1. Spittler ground ball toward Alford. Alford's going to glove it. Bobbles it, now collects it, throws a rocket over to first. Bang, bang play in time. Punched out by the catcher, Gildy. We made it interesting, but we get out of the inning. 1-2-3. And you can hear the GGC faithful getting behind this team as they're down 5 runs heading into the bottom of the 6th. You're watching the Grizzly Digital Network.
As a member of the NAIA, Georgia Gwinnett College is responsible for the actions of its coaches, student-athletes, faculty and staff, fans, boosters, and alumni. We are committed to the principle of institutional control and operating our athletics program in a manner consistent with the letter and spirit of the NAIA and Georgia Gwinnett College. We expect our student-athletes to be model students in the classroom by offering academic support services in a variety of ways throughout their collegiate career. From study halls and tutoring to mentoring and personal growth and development training, GGC puts academic success at the forefront of our mission. Go Grizzlies!
We went back inside, sat down, had a few drinks, but all we kept talking about was glory days. Well, it passed you by, glory days, and the work of the young girls, glory days, glory days. Well, there's a girl that lives up the block. Back in school, she could turn all the boys' heads. Sometimes on a Friday, I'll stop by and have a few drinks.
Leading off for Georgia Gwinnett.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the bottom of the 6th inning. Grizzlies down 5 runs with 5 at-bats left. One at a time, it's time to go for the boys in green. We're talking about an elimination game between Westmont, the 4 seed, and Georgia Gwinnett, the 1 seed. Is it safe to say, Dan, at this point seeds don't matter?
Oh, definitely. Especially when you have teams like Westmont, which you mentioned, have a pretty good resume and maybe got a little bit of an unfortunate break with the seeding and having to travel cross country and all of that.
Jake Fields turns one around to left field. Pollock's going back. He'll set his feet and not come back in and haul that one in for out number 1. Fields retired. Payne is up and Long is due up to make an appearance. I think most importantly, now this bracket is settled in. Unfortunately for William Woods, they've been eliminated. But Southeastern sits at that winner's bracket slot that's oh so pretty at 2-0. St. Francis awaits the winner of this game. So now with 4 teams, things are starting to line up in shape for the rest of this bracket.
And
I think it's safe to take those records and seeds and kind of chunk them out the window.
Am I mistaken in saying that no team has lost both its first 2 games, except potentially GGC here? I think everyone won a game.
No, looks like William Woods went 2 in a barbecue.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody's got to.
Yeah.
But
Wasn't quite sure how that worked.
No, but St. Francis, you're right, with a 5-team bracket, it seems kind of odd, but St. Francis kind of spoiled that thought of a true 2 in barbecue with the 5 seed has made it all the way to a winner's bracket game today. So 2 balls and 1 strike now. Robbie Payne working the count versus Alex Bush. Again, Bush has given up 7 hits, just 2 runs, all of them earned, no walks and no strikeouts. The Grizzlies have put it in play. 2-1. Payne loops this one foul, 2-2. We've been doing this all day long. We'll keep it going for you. Midland defeats Point Park 6-3. San Diego Christian wins 2-1 over Davenport. Southern Poly beats Embry-Riddle 4-1. Oklahoma Baptist beats Bacone 10-3. And Oklahoma Wesleyan comes back and beats Belhaven 4-2. Mo Baptist takes down Cumberland 5-2. And Faulkner wins 5-1 over Mid-American Nazarene. All of those scores are teams in the driver's seat of the winner's bracket. Other elimination games tonight. Bryan currently over Culver Stockton 4-3 in the 7th. Houston Victoria took down Sterling 3-2. Northwestern over Friends 7-3. Correction, make that 9-3 in the 7th. And Tennessee Wesleyan eliminates LSU Alexandria 2-1. Point and LSU Shreveport just getting underway. And, of course, you got Westmont and Georgia Gwinnett here 7-2 in the 6th. This will bring up Pat Long after Robbie Payne goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Alex Bush. 2 quick outs and nobody on here for Pat Long. I'll put it to you this way, Dan. You're talking about a quick exit for Georgia Gwinnett. This would undoubtedly be the earliest exit for a 1 seed in this tournament. 1-1. Breaking ball misses up and in, 2-1. I mean that from a tournament standpoint from across the NAIA.
Yeah, you can't see it too often as a top seed to be 2 and out, especially when a true top seed in the sense that you're also hosting.
The Masters has already been eliminated. They're hosting out in California, but it's San Diego Christian that's the 1 seed, and Masters that's the 2 in hosting. They've been eliminated going 0-2. That's about the closest story you're going to get to that tale. Now misses off the plate to Pat Long. Counts full at 3-2. Amber Riddle still in it out of Daytona. Faulkner still in it in Montgomery. Mo Baptist still in it in Kingsport. Haven't seen a Georgetown score today. We may have to check in on them up in Indiana. Oklahoma Wesleyan, Oklahoma Baptist still alive. And you're looking at GGC and the Masters, your 7th and 8th host sites. Strike 3 looking for Pat Long there. Bush picks up 2 strikeouts in the inning. That's out number 2 and 3 as it's Alex Bush that answers Jonathan Spittler's 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. As we have played 2/3 of this ball game, Westmont leads 7-2. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Are you tracking the very latest with Grizzly Athletics? Stay up to date by following Grizzly Athletics on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can join the conversation by using the hashtag Grizzly Athletics all season long. And as always, catch all the recaps, stats, and news on grizzlyathletics.com. Don't be left out. Follow all the latest with Grizzly Athletics online.
We play tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Well, the winner of tonight's game advances to play St. Francis. Game 8 will be at 4:30.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go to the top of the 7th inning here. Westmont on top 7-2. And good little rally there in the Warriors dugout. Broke things down and a little bit of energy to try to close this game out for the kids from Cali. Trying to close in on tomorrow's game at 1 o'clock. They're here in elimination game trying to close out the Grizzlies season. Who's in jeopardy going 2 in a barbecue. Jonathan Spittler seems to have found some type of mojo as he just misses with the fastball 1-0 versus David Gamble. 5-6, 4, 5, and 6 due up here in the 7th. Spittler working with Fidanza, breaking ball over the heart of the plate. 1-1.
Spittler not taking a lot of time between pitches. He's ready to go almost immediately.
1-1, breaking ball. Clips the outside corner. Spittler 1-2, working quickly. I like his rhythm. Spittler one time to the lineup here. He's giving up an RBI single. It'll go to McKinnon's ERA, but just 2 hits surrendered, and he's picked up 2 strikeouts. This one's hit well up and out of play to the right side. Count 1-2.
No matter what happens defensively here for GGC, they got to get those bats going. The last 7 batters to come to the plate have been retired in order.
This ball's looped toward the bullpen. Everybody seems to be okay. Spittler stays ahead 1-2.
You don't usually see pitchers get better as the game goes on, but Bush for Westmont seems to be doing just that.
Gable 1 for 3 on the day. He'll strike out swinging. Fernando will complete the strikeout. That'll be the 3rd for Spittler, and it's out number 1 here in the 7th.
And you were talking about the start of this game. It was wide open offensively. Teams were getting hits, scoring runs. And now it seems to have shifted to a little bit of a pitcher's duel, which if you're GGC, you don't want. You want to be able to get those hits off a Bush and have your pitcher do what he's doing. And Spittler's holding down the fort right now. He's just got to wait for those bats to come to life.
There's the fellow pitcher and Alex Bush. Ground ball to the right side, fielded by Church. 4-3 put out for out number 2. Spittler's now retired 7 in a row. This will bring up the second baseman and Brent Fukushima. And Fukushima will dig into the right side. He's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. One of them coming against Spittler. First pitch breaking ball off the cap of the bat. Count 0-1. This ball's hung a little bit here, looped down the left field line. Bates is late to get to it, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. Defense was in pull. He pops one down the left field line, and so Brent Fukushima will pull one and deliver a double.
It was the first pitch we've seen from Spittler where kind of hung a breaking ball up in the zone. And when you do that to a team that's in the postseason, they generally take advantage, no matter who it is at plate.
So Fukushima will bang a double, his 11th of the season. He's in scoring position with 2 outs. This will bring up the center fielder, William Behring. Spittler pumps up the radar gun with that one and misses upstairs. 1-0. Behring 2 for 3 in this ballgame with a run scored. Spittler from the stretch for the first time in quite some time. Comes set at the chest and delivers. This one's hit hard in the left field. Bates will glove it. Runner will keep going. Here's a high throw to the plate. Fidanza's going to make the catch, and Fukushima's dead in the water. Philip Bates will pick up an assist from left field. Never had a shot as the Grizzlies will hop up out of the dugout. The fans put 2 hands together, but will they have something to root for in the bottom half of the 7th? It's stretch time here at the Grizzly Baseball Complex.
Grizzly fans, you can purchase your season passes today. Packages are available for the fall or spring or all sporting events throughout the 2013-14 season. You can find out more information by calling the Office of Athletics at 678-407-5275 or by visiting the game day ticket window. Single game discounts are available on game day, including youth, senior, military, and group rates. Tickets are selling fast as the Grizzlies take the field and compete for postseason championships for the very first time. We invite you to come experience fast-paced collegiate athletics at a friendly price. Visit grizzlyathletics.com for more information and be sure to purchase your season tickets today.
We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Westmont on top, 7-2. Due up for the Grizzlies here. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. Strickland, Alvord, and Van Camp. Grizzly fans are on their feet here, trying to will this team to a couple of runs and a comeback. Grizzlies have been quiet offensively. Sloan Strickland will dig in, 1 for 2. He's led off the 2nd, led off the 4th, and now he's leading off the 7th. And Alex Bush in control on top of that mound. Strickland pulls off and swings through, 1-1. Strickland on the season hitting .368. Bush kicks and fires. This is a fastball turned around in the center field. Barron's got to hold up, and the Grizzlies have a leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 7th.
That's what you wanted to do. You have a nice defensive play to end the last inning. You come around offensively and get a leadoff single. We haven't seen anybody up and about in the Westmont bullpen, although it is kind of hidden behind the wall down there, but you still don't see too much
No, you're
activity.
right. There's nobody down
Yeah.
there. They're all in the dugout. So a lot of confidence here in Alex Bush. Strickland aboard first. He's a valuable run. This will bring up Zach Alvord. Alvord swinging a miss there. 0-1.
Took a big hack at that one, too. He liked that pitch, but it looked like a changeup.
Alvord digs in. Hitting .335 on the season, 13 doubles, 5 triples, 3 home runs, 39 RBIs, and 44 runs scored. Bush kicks and fires. Swung on, fouled straight back to the netting. Alvord in a hole 0-2. Bush way ahead. From the stretch, he'll fire. Misses off the plate, ball in the dirt. Strickland does a wise job of just hold on to the bag at first. You're at the point in the game, be sure of the next 90 feet before you decide to go.
That's right. And really, it's gone. You're too far down to really kind of play small ball at this point. You need base hits. You can't give up outs to move a runner along.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bush fires. An inside pitch. Alvord ropes that one above the dugout. And a hello and a nightmare to those hanging out on the third base side.
He liked that one.
Coach Ward considers himself the lucky one wearing a helmet that way.
Always amazed by base coaches. They have no fear either. I mean, their box is there for a reason. And right now, third base coach is in it. First base coach isn't in his. Usually they're closer to the batter than they are anywhere else.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bush fires. Alvord, sharp ground ball to Gonzalez. He'll glove it, throws it over to Fukushima for 1, and they turn to double play. 4-6-3, the third double play the Grizzlies have hit into today as the Westmont dugout is alive and well.
And that's a momentum killer as well. Get the leadoff single, then ground into a double play. Really, this is the third double play of the game.
Yep.
You don't see you like to go a month without grounding into 3 double plays, much less do it every other inning.
Bush has done it democratically and spread the wealth. A 5-4-3 double play, a 4-6-3 double play, and now a 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs and nobody on for Van Camp.
But they don't have an interference double play, which is the other double play that's happened.
We almost had a 3-2-3 double play. 1-0 to Camp. Checked his swing, couldn't hold up. Things are even at 1-1. Van Camp 1 for 2 with an RBI.
Bush seems to be cruising right now. He's got some good movement. GGC batter's off balance up there.
1-1. Bush fires. An inside pitch misses for a ball. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Bush fires. Camp ropes this one past the diving glove of the first baseman Gable. It's rolling all the way to the corner. Van Camp's on his horse. He'll have 1. He'll have 2. And down the stretch he comes to third. The throw to the infield's not going to be in time. Christian Van Camp will have himself a 2-out triple for the Grizzlies here in the 7th.
Got to get him across now. Have to. You know, it's really unfortunate. That's the double play happened just before that. That's a run left out there. You can count that.
So Van Camp will slug his 2nd triple of the season. Spot in the lineup for Garrett Church, and we'll get a pinch hitter in William Pascal. Pascal will get a chance to drive in a clutch 2-out RBIs. Coach Stromdahl goes to the bench. Nothing against Church, but I like the approach. Change something up here. Get a bigger bat in the lineup. See if something good happens. Pascal, sophomore, 5'10", 200 pounds in a Norcross. Pascal with game experience has appeared in 46 contests this season, 43 hits and 130 at-bats, batting 131. Excuse me, that's 331.
Yeah, 131, you don't want him up as a
No,
pinch hitter.
331. First pitch from Bush. Takes it top shelf for a strike, 0-1.
It's been a long time since he took BP, too. coming off the bench like this late in the game, it's tough to jump right in.
0-1. Bush delivers. Swung on, chopped off his front foot. Pascal in a whole 0-2, but he gets new life.
Well, if he's been paying attention here, the next pitch is going to be a curveball pretty much in the other batter's box.
Grizzlies needing a run any way they can get it. Trying to put some pressure on Alex Bush and potentially the vacated bullpen late in this contest. 0-2. There it is, that breaking ball off the plate. Count now 1-2. One ball, two strikes. Bush pauses and plays to Pascal. Swung on, base hit up the middle for William Pascal. That'll drive in a run, and there's a fist pump from both Van Camp and Pascal at the exact same time. And you think Coach Stromdal knows what he's doing? Look at the emotion coming out of William Pascal. That's a spark plug in this lineup. He's going to get his speed up as well. Locke, get a shot of this. Show me Pascal over at first base, Locke Hoover, coming off of this base path. He's going to get a speed up runner, and watch the congratulations coming out of this dugout for William Pascal. He's going to know it too. Fist pump and a high five. Here he goes. William Pascal trying to start things here for the Grizzlies in the seventh. It'll be Garrett Church to re-enter at first base. Pascal, job well done, young man. Grizzlies trail 7-3. Pascal will pick up the RBI, his 32nd of the season. Church re-enters at first. Fidanza, first pitch swing and pops it up. Fidanza has struggled with the bat. He is 1 for his last 13, including 0 for 2 today. Fouls that one off 0-1.
That just means he's due, right?
I love it.
Averages have to come back around, which means he's due for a hit or two.
Fidanza hitting 277. Pick over to check on Church. Back in the bag, sliding safely. Grizzlies begging for some more runs, or should I say the fans are. 0-1. Bush settles and slides. Fidanza takes that one for a ball, 1-1. Fidanza from the left side, the switch hitting catcher. Trying to keep the lights on and the heat going. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. Fidanza in the hole 1-2. One ball, two strikes. Bush trying to get out of the seventh with minimal damage. Bush delivers. Fidanza fouls that one straight back.
He wanted that one.
1-2.
Wanted that one. That might have been the one that he's going to look back on if he doesn't get a hit this at-bat.
And I think he got a gift because the first pitch at-bat was the exact same spot as that one, and he fouled them both off.
Yep.
Wanted to connect with those, not just foul them off. 1-2, Bush ahead. An off-speed pitch. Fidanza fouls it off to the left side, stays with it. Stays alive at 1-2. Hands of both his at-bats have been from the left side versus Bush throwing from the right. Bush kicks and fires. Breaking ball in the back foot. Good eye by Fidanza. Makes an adjustment.
That's a tough pitch to lay off of. You could tell he started his swing and was able to hold up on it.
2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the seventh. Grizzlies down 4. Church at first. Fidanza's the hitter. Bush is the pitcher. Deuce is wild. Trains are coming. Swung on, chop foul. Might hit it twice.
It's a good at-bat.
And again, more fuel to the fire here. An emotional at-bat could swing either way for these teams. We get another shot. 2-2. Here it comes from Bush. Ball 3. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Church is on the move at first, which is big for the Grizzlies. Something in the gap. Who should be able to score? Bush versus Fidanza in a big battle here in the bottom of the 7th. Bush pauses and plays. Ball 4, just on the inside part of the plate. Bush can't believe it. Fidanza may be the beneficiary of a catcher's call. Whatever the case may be, he'll trot on down to first. Church moves back up into second. We've got 2 runners aboard. We'll get a courtesy runner in Jared Woods. Woods comes running out of the bullpen, having warmed up a couple of those pitchers. And so now this will bring out Coach Robert Ruiz, and this will try to calm things down here in the 7th.
And, you go out there as a coach and you just try to put it in perspective and say, hey, look, you still have a 4-run lead. You have 2 outs in this inning. You got this. That's what's going on. That's exactly what's happening here, is to say, hey, look, it's not a 1-run game. 1 hit isn't going to kill you. It's you have a decent lead. Let's settle down. That's exactly what's happening.
You have no idea how many of those conversations I've been in on top of that mound. And I just stare at the pitcher and go, I mean, you know this stuff. It's like being an answer. It's like giving the answers to a test. Mm-hmm. You know what the questions are. You know what to say. You know why he's out here. Just do the job. So we can all go back in the dugout.
Well, sometimes it just needs to be said. These kids are young. They're, right around 20 years old. A lot of them don't have this type of game experience.
And you don't know how many times an umpire has gone to that mound visit that I've been a part of, and I'll be the first one to greet him, and I go, you walked all the way out here for nothing. I tell him that all the time. Did you get your exercise in?
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Do a little power walk out there.
I do it all the time. Anyways, bottom of the 7th, Grizzlies have 2 runners on. Good speed with Church at second and Woods at first. Even better hitter and Bates at the plate. 2 for 3 today. Righty on righty matchup. Bush, after the talking to, delivers. First pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike.
It was a nice pitch.
I think Bates was sitting dead red and was getting ready to smash.
Yeah, he was looking for fastball, definitely.
Good call by the pitching coach there for Westmont. Or whoever's calling pitches. No 1-1, Bush ahead. No kick and fire. Now misses off the plate, 1-1.
And as a player, it's easy to lose sight of what the true situation is. Scoreboard's behind you, obviously, so you don't have that reinforcement. All you're seeing is a bunch of hometown fans cheering for their team, and it can easily get away from you.
Bush delivers. Swung on Bates, a high chopper, fielded by the third baseman, Leon. Foot race, it'll be won by the third baseman, to Church, to the bag for out number 3. But the Grizzlies show a sign of a pulse here in the bottom of the 7th as they add a run, still down 4 when we go to the top of the 8th. Westmont on top 7-3. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
As a member of the NAIA, Georgia Gwinnett College is responsible for the actions of its coaches, student-athletes, faculty and staff, fans, boosters, and alumni. We are committed to the principle of institutional control and operating our athletics program in a manner consistent with the letter and spirit of the NAIA and Georgia Gwinnett College. We expect our student-athletes to be model students in the classroom by offering academic support services in a variety of ways throughout their collegiate career. From study halls and tutoring to mentoring and personal growth and development training, GGC puts academic success at the forefront of our mission. Go Grizzlies!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Grizzly Baseball Complex. New pitcher on the mound for the Grizzlies here in the top of the 8th will be number 44 in Zeke McGranahan, a 6'2", 209-pound senior out of Durham, North Carolina. McGranahan's numbers on the season as the Grizzlies closer have been pretty stellar. A 1.67 ERA, a 2-2 record. This is his 27th appearance of the season. Has 6 saves under his belt in total. 27 innings pitched, 16 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, 11 walks, and 31 strikeouts. The opponent's batting miserable 170 versus the right-handed pitcher. And he will face the Warrior lineup of 8, 9, and 1 here in the top of the 8th. And again, it's Grizzlies that trail by 4.
It's like he has that intensity of a closer, working out of the stretch even.
So McGranahan will get the signs from Fidan to the new battery for Georgia Gwinnett. First pitch misses up and away for a ball, 1-0.
You know, if he put on about 50 pounds, here's a name for you. He'd look a lot like Rod Beck.
Yep.
Got that same type of stance and delivery.
1-0 to Leon. 1-1. Rudy Leon, 1 for 3 today with an RBI single and a run scored back in the second. He struck out twice since then. Once versus Carpenter, the other versus Spittler. Third pitch the at bat, paints the outside corner, 1-2. Close the book on Jonathan Spittler. Job well done, young man. Goes a total of 3 1/3 inning. Gives up 3 hits and no runs to his name. Correction, 4 hits and no runs to his name. McGranahan misses off the plate, 2-2. Zeke's job to close out the 8th and 9th. You look up at that scoreboard, Dan. Zeros in the last 3 innings thanks to Jonathan Spittler. However, the Grizzlies have hung 4 zeros up on the scoreboard, and they busted that streak with a run in the 7th. 2-2. Swung on, fouled straight back.
Need more than a run, though, for GGC down their last 6 outs. They got to get some kind of rally going.
Cut it in half, so to speak. 2 in the 8th, and give yourself a chance at a night. With one mistake, you get the tying run to the plate. That sounds like a formula for success. Westmont bullpen now has a heartbeat. A couple of warm bodies down there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McGranahan kicks and fires. Fastball, or was it? That's something nasty right there. Way out in front. Never had a chance was Rudy Leon. He'll pick up the hat trick on the night, striking out 3 times against 3 different Grizzly pitchers, and it's out number 1 as McGranahan picks up his first strikeout and 1 batter faced.
That moved a lot like a splitter.
I think it was. That's the one pitch you can't recognize from up here.
Yeah, it's tough.
You either got to have a camera lower in center field, or you need a sign from the pitcher that says, hey, that was the splitter. 1 out, nobody on. Stroh will deliver. First pitch, Hacken pops it up and out of play left side, 0-1. Stroh on the day, 2 for 4 with a triple and 2 RBIs. All that coming with 1 swing of the bat in the second. That really pushed Westmont up over the edge. Fastball misses up and in, 1-1.
Oh, he's throwing hard, too.
Granahan's another one that'll have a interesting month of June. Depending on his possibilities, he may have some choices to make. 1-1. Swing and a miss, goes with the off-speeder. He's ahead 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. McGranahan settles and slides. That one misses upstairs. Stroh might have found his light flash before his eyes with that one.
Never like to see a pitch around the eyes that is breaking towards you.
That's true.
That is a tough one.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning. Stroh from the left, McGranahan from the right. Here comes a pitch. I believe Stroh just got a piece of that one. Count even at 2-2. You wonder for the Warriors, they go with Alex Bush, probably their third best starter on the season, and right on schedule, too, their third game of this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But the bullpen, you kind of scratch your head a little bit. Swing and a miss. McGranahan goes with the straight cheese. Stroh goes right through it. And there's 2 outs in the inning thanks to 2 strikes from McGranahan. Back to the top of the lineup for Stephen Pollux. If you look at Westmont's bullpen, I guess you could say they have a closer in Hunter Christensen, but a 4.30 ERA, a 3-2 record, and 5 saves in 23 innings pitched.
And
he's only struck out 6.
That might be why Westmont hasn't gone to the bullpen yet.
That one goes behind the head of Pollux, or at least behind him. I don't think it was directed at his head, but definitely goes behind him. Trying to.
That's one that gets a stare down.
Yeah, shakes the nerves of Pollux a little bit, who, by the way, is 2 for 3 on the day. Brandon Gildy, the catcher, also has 3 saves on the season in 9 appearances and 8 innings pitched. Outside of that, there's not a whole lot of arms that have pitched 20 innings.
That was a nice change up there.
Devin Matson, 22 innings pitched, a 4.84 ERA out of the bullpen. So you wonder.
Yeah, there's not too many arms down there.
And we talked about in the pregame, who would get to the bullpen first might be the winner in this game. 1-1.
Yeah,
Swing and a miss from Pollux. McGranahan gets ahead 1-2.
We said that with the caveat of thinking that Carpenter would go a little longer than he did. And Carpenter gave up, 5 of the 7 runs that are on the board.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. McGranahan 1 pitch away from striking out the side. Here it comes. Breaking the ball, swing and a miss. Pollux goes down. McGranahan will bang the chest a little bit, and the Grizzlies still down 4 runs, heading into the bottom of the 8th. As Westmont leads at 7-3. Maybe that's the spark plug that Georgia Gwinnett leads. We load at the bottom of the 8th. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Grizzly fans, you can purchase your season passes today. Packages are available for the fall or spring or all sporting events throughout the 2013-14 season. You can find out more information by calling the Office of Athletics at 678-407-5275 or by visiting the game day ticket window. Single game discounts are available on game day, including youth, senior, military, and group rates. Tickets are selling fast as the Grizzlies take the field and compete for postseason championships for the very first time. We invite you to come experience fast-paced collegiate athletics at a friendly price. Visit grizzlyathletics.com for more information and be sure to purchase your season tickets today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Grizzly Digital Network. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning here. Do it for Georgia Gwinnett, 2, 3, and 4. Fields, Payne, and Long. Heart of the order for Georgia Gwinnett. Down 4 runs in the 8th. McGranahan have the Grizzlies on tilt, striking out the side in the top of the 8th. Can we get some runs in the bottom half? And Alex Bush trying to prevent that from happening as he'll go back out there on the bump. We mentioned it off air, Dan. Grizzlies in jeopardy of getting complete gamed in back-to-back nights and being eliminated from this conference tournament, all because of 2 pitchers from 2 different teams.
It's true, and unlike last night, though, where GGC just left everyone on the base paths, tonight they haven't left hardly anyone on base, but they haven't been able to string together any hits. They get a hit here and there, but haven't had too many innings where they've strung them together.
Fields 1 for 3, make it 2 for 4. We get a leadoff runner aboard here in the 8th. We've done that 3 times in this contest, make it 4, as Bates has done it twice and Strickland has done it twice. Fields joined the party now. We'll lead off runner aboard. This will bring up Robbie Payne.
That's what you were talking about last inning. Get a couple runs here, get within striking distance, headed to the 9th. And looks like those warm bodies down the bullpen have left. That or they're warming up.
Yeah, they're warming up down there behind the screen. See that baseball that pops up over top of the netting? You get 2 runs here, and watch that benefit of being the host team really come into play in the 9th. Bush delivers the first pitch for a ball, 1-0.
How many times have we seen GGC do this, too, late in games? They've had several this season where they've won late, even despite being down by several runs on a few occasions.
Payne in a 1-0 count. Bush from the stretch. Fields holds on to first. Fastball paints the outside corner. 1-1.
Payne didn't like that call.
Nope.
Looked like it was a little outside. Catcher was set up inside. You know, as a batter, you hate to see that. See the catcher, you can hear him shift in towards you, and then the pitch is on the outside corner. You don't like that being called too often.
Pick over to check on Fields. Back in the bag, sliding safely. 1-1. Another pick over to check on Fields. Back in the bag again.
I don't think you'd see Fields take off, especially on a 1-1 count. Maybe on 2-1.
Not down 4 runs.
Yeah.
Bush comes toward the plate. Payne ropes this one. Base hit to the right side of the infield. Fields will get the stop sign at second. Grizzlies go station to station. We lead things off with a pair of singles here in the 8th.
Wouldn't be a bad time when we see a coach come out to have a talk. I don't think they'll pull Bush quite yet. But again, just to remind him of the situation, you really can. It can get out of your head when you see on that base hit. You see the crowd stand up, get to their feet, really cheer on. It looks like he might have waved down. Yeah, he did. So he is pulling Bush here.
So there will be a call to the bullpen. The Grizzlies will see their third different pitcher offensively in 17 innings played through 2 games in 2 days in this tournament. We'll see if Westmont's bullpen can hold on to this 4-run lead. We'll come back. We'll show you the bottom of the 8th. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. Our administrators, coaches, and staff are proud to be one of the newest members in the NAIA. We aim to uphold the NAIA Champions of Character principles by promoting a positive climate for growth while fostering relationships within Georgia Gwinnett College, Lawrenceville, and Gwinnett County. In addition, we embrace our core values for the Grizzly Athletic Department: sportsmanship, leadership, service, responsibility, and pursuing excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. Go Grizzlies!
Pitching change for Westmont. Now on the mound, number 11, Hunter Christensen.
Ned Colgrove steals my thunder again. That is Hunter Christensen, the closer for the Westmont Warriors. Out on top of that bump. Proper introduction for him. He wears number 11, 6'1", 208 pounds, senior out of North Tustin, California. His numbers on the season: a 4.30 ERA. Does have 3 wins and 2 losses. All of his appearances, 24 of them out of the bullpen. 5 saves, 23 innings tossed. 31 hits, 17 runs, 11 of them earned. 10 walks and just 6 strikeouts as the opponents batted impressive .333 versus the left-handed pitcher. Dan, a couple of numbers that jump out to me is the ERA, 4.30, and just 6 strikeouts and 23 innings with contact being made and base hits. The opponents average .330 against the lefty. This guy can be beatable.
Yeah, definitely can be beatable, and it seems like both pitchers tonight aren't really relying on overpowering or really outthinking hitters. They're just trying to get outs on the ground or get pop-ups as opposed to getting the strikeouts. So and yeah, with it going up against a pitcher who has a .333 batting average against, those are some good odds for these top-level hitters you have here on GGC.
Nobody out, 2 runners on. Pat Long, the cleanup hitter. Don't think we're going to see a bunt sign here.
No, definitely not.
Christensen, the lefty, stands on the first base side of the rubber, sets below the belt. Now he'll spin towards second, nobody home. Grizzlies just trying to rattle around the marbles inside Christensen's head.
Trying to also avoid grinding into another double play.
Christensen sets and slides. This one misses below the knees for a ball 1-0. Christensen, a little sidearm action.
That's interesting because he wasn't throwing like that in his warm-ups.
I agree.
He was coming over the top in his warm-ups, and then his first delivery to the plate.
And it looked like some velocity of some sort. That might have been a fastball. Some guys will drop down with their off-speed, but that looked like a fastball. He'll step off the back of the rubber.
Well, he's borderline submarining it. It's a little beyond just a sidearm.
Very flat. It'll have some movement on it with the slider or a two-seamer, depending on what he elects to throw. 1-0. Christensen sets and fires. That's more over-the-top delivery. It's a fastball that misses for a ball 2-0. Pat Long giving the green light here. Yes, I know the signs. It's 2-0. Fields with good speed at first. Payne, we'll call it average at first.
Start to hear the crowd, too, just constant applause.
Pickoff moving to second base. It goes into center. Fields holds up there just a little bit quicker to his feet. He might have had third, but we referenced the last inning. Must be 100% sure of the next 90 feet. Fields was it and did the right thing.
Don't want to make the first or last out at third.
Boom. No outs in the inning as well.
Yep.
So Gonzalez will hand deliver the baseball and a message to his pitcher. Say, hey, don't worry about this guy. Let's try to get the guy at the plate.
That's right.
I've said that more than once.
That's a classic worry about the batter. Runnels will take care of themselves if you worry about the batter.
2-0. Christensen comes set and fires. Ball 3. I believe we could cut the lights off right now. The electricity in the ballpark, we'll keep them on.
Pretty good reward for the fans that stuck it out. This game looked like early on like it was going to be nasty.
3-0. This is a take sign.
Oh, definitely.
Christensen, fresh out of the bullpen. Delivers. Misses in and almost hit long. Bases loaded. Ball 4. So Christensen wastes no time in walking Pat Long on 4 straight pitches. Don't look now, Dan, but the tying run comes to the plate with no outs for Sloan Strickland, who's hit 2 home runs this season and 47 RBIs.
You say it as if 2 home runs is a lot in 60 games.
It is at this ballpark. Sloan hit his 22nd double of the season in his first at-bat. Christensen delivers. Strickland.
He wanted it.
Was swinging from the heels with that stroke. Chopped it foul, 0-1.
It's a little too high. Those pitches that you swing at when they're that high are usually either a chopper like that or you pop them straight up.
Strickland 2 for 3 today with a run scored. 0-1. Christensen gets on the board. Allen misses in the dirt. 1-1. Again, Fields at first, Payne at second. Long at first. Coach Ward at third base. Got to be 100% sure with no outs. Christensen doesn't like something. He'll call Gildy out from behind the plate. They're not on the same page when it comes to signs with a runner at second.
Could be a little rattled, too. Umpire wasted no time either. He pretty much followed the catcher right out there.
Don't forget, the Grizzlies have been here before, an elimination game, and literally down to their last swing of the at-bat and tied the ball game in the bottom of the 9th versus Fisher on May 4th. Fast forward 9 days later here at the NAIA National Tournament. 1-1. Strickland, rope, base hit. Fields will come in to score. Payne gets the stop sign at third. The throw is cut off, and we'll go station to station with one out, not a problem. Sloan Strickland bows up over at first base, 2 to the dugout. Grizzlies down 3.
And smart base running and base coaching, really, to you're still saying, hey, we have nobody out. You don't want to get thrown out at home and bring the double play back into contention. Keep these bases full. Keep the pressure on. You got a pinch hitter, looks like. Or no, pinch runner, I'm sorry. What is it called, a courtesy runner?
No, that's actually a straight pinch runner for the DH.
That's a legit pinch runner. Okay.
And Pat Long's day is done as the DH.
Some of these crazy rules in college between flex and the courtesy.
Let me see if I can paint the picture for you here, make this clear. Jared Woods will come into the game as the designated hitter. Pat Long's day is done. The DH cannot re-enter. So he represents a big run with the Grizzlies down 3. It's Strickland the tire at first base as Zach Alvord will dig into the plate. Again, nobody out in the inning.
This is where you have that, when the pitcher came in, you were saying 333 batting average against.
Christensen fires, drops down below the elbow, and misses 4-ball 1-0.
He's all sorts of jacked up out there on the mound right now. He's got to take a deep breath and settle in a little bit.
Alvord, 335 hitter, 13 doubles, 5 triples, 3 home runs, tied for the team lead in that category. 1 for 3 tonight. Christensen fires in. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Alvord with a smile and a grin. Well, that one's in on the top shelf. Payne should be able to tag on a normal fly ball to the outfield. Woods is scoring on anything to the outfield on a base hit. 1-1. Drops down again, and Alvord swing and a miss at a bad pitch. 1-2.
Yeah, that wasn't a good one. You could tell from up here that wasn't going to be a strike from the moment it was left his hands.
Christensen gets ahead 1-2. Bases loaded, nobody out. He'll kick and fire. Alvord, big swing and a miss there. He'll go down swinging. Christensen picks up his first strikeout, and that's out number 1. The Grizzlies struggles with the bases loaded continues here at the national tournament.
Well, you never want to strike out, and in that situation, that's a horrible time to get a strikeout. Even if you put something in play, it's going to score a run. Most likely, it's going to score a run. And strikeout now brings the double play back. And now you have to hit something to the outfield to get a run.
So now tough spot for Van Camp, lefty on lefty matchup, and this ball's going to be delivered from first base is what it's going to feel like for him.
Absolutely, especially when you crowd the plate.
As Christensen has his heels all the way on the first base side of that rubber, and that low 3/4 arm delivery that's almost below his elbow, he's going to let this go behind Van Camp's backside. First pitch. Sleeping slider. Van Camp will elevate something to right center field. Long way to go for Baring. He'll make the catch. Payne's going to tag up, and they elect to go to third to keep Woods in check at second. That's good baseball all the way around.
Good sacrifice. Did exactly what he needed. Lifted one to the outfield. It looked a little harder hit off the bat than it ended up being, but perfectly placed and an easy run scored, and that's exactly what we talked about. Here's the 2 runs that you needed, that you wanted anyway. This inning, and give yourself a chance in the 9th if you don't give up any runs in the top of it.
Smart.
And there's still a chance here. You got a runner in scoring position, another base hit here. Everyone's going to be moving on contact, would score one more.
And smart baseball by Baring, keeping Woods off of third base with 2 outs. So Jared with good speed at second. And now we're going to get a time called. I stand corrected here. I got my stories mixed up. That's actually Kyle Norton at second base. Jared Woods is the pinch hitter at the plate now. So Woods will come to the plate and pinch hit for Garrett Church. Woods will man the glove in the 9th. Christensen, long pause, and now comes toward the plate. Misses off the plate. 1-0. Jared Woods on the season, 347 hitter, 2 doubles, a triple, and even a long ball. 22 RBIs with 42 runs scored. Don't need them all here, Jared. One would be plenty. 1-0. Christensen fires. Woods fouled it straight back, evens things up at 1-1.
Woods has to be patient here. We've seen the pitcher come in on him once and try to get him to chase. But at least once in every at-bat, he's hung a pitch or he's put it right out over the middle. Every hit GGC has had this inning has been hard. Even the 2 outs were hard.
Christensen fires. Swung on, Woods fouled up and out of play to the right side. Christensen gets ahead 1-2. Look at Kyle Norton over there at second base. As soon as that ball is hit, he is halfway to third. Do you think he's wanting to score here on this play?
Definitely. He's probably taking a huge secondary lead as well. And it's really a no-risk place to be at second base. You can pay attention to the bag. You're likely not going to get picked off. Take a huge lead. The catcher's never going to throw down in this situation.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Christensen fires. Woods, base hit to left field. Norton gets the green line around third. He'll score easily. Sloan goes into third. He'll slide in safely. Jared Woods, a pinch hit RBI double, not only gets the Grizzlies back within 1, the tying run is 90 feet away here in the bottom of the 9th.
That's a big, big spot. And a clutch hit there by Woods. Coming up with that double as soon as it was off the bat. You could see Long coming around to home, and Strickland, no hesitation, turning the corner at second base. Just a great piece of hitting.
Norton adds the 3rd run of the inning for the Grizzlies. That's his 22nd of the season. Meanwhile, Woods adds his 23rd RBI of the year. Strickland hanging out at 3rd, Woods at 2nd. The go-ahead run is now in scoring position with 2 outs, and we'll get a pinch hitter for John Fidanza. Oh, by the way, that depth that Coach Stromdahl was talking about last night
there it is.
Comes to life for the Grizzlies here in the 8th.
Well, last inning it was it was Pascal, right, that got the base hit,
yep.
And then the pinch run for, and now we have another pinch hitter. This is it. It's nice to be able to call the bullpen. You can see the GGC bench leading the cheers.
Ty Abbott gets hit by a pitch, and he'll trot on down to first. Reluctantly flips the bat toward the dugout because you know he wanted to hit in that situation. But Ty, I'm going to give you a pass here because the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Phillip Bates.
Well, not only that did he want to get a hit there, but by being on first base with the essentially what amounts to a walk hit by pitch, it now makes a force out at every base. So now as the hitter, you can't beat out much. You have to get something to the outfield, and you have to get a base hit in this situation.
Coach Ruiz will stroll out to the mound here. And decisions. Your closer in the ball game inherits a 5-run lead in the 8th inning. Now, given 2 of those runners are on the base path, but Christensen has surrendered a walk, a hit by pitch, a sacrifice fly, an RBI single, and an RBI double.
Yeah, it hasn't been a great outing for the closer of the team. And, you like to have confidence when you go to the bullpen, but this is exactly what we were talking about when Bush was in there so long. As we were saying, man, they just don't want to go to that bullpen because, hey, you read the stats, there isn't anybody down there that seems to get too many outs. Really, honestly.
Absolutely.
It's a high percentage of batting against and a high ERA in that bullpen.
Phillip Bates will dig in. 358 batting average. 2 for 4 on the day. Put it in play all 4 times. Again, the tying run at 3rd, go-ahead run at 2nd. Here comes a pitch from Christensen. Bates looks at a juicy one of the first pitch strike.
I wanted to swing at that one.
I love the fact that Coach Ward wanted to tell Bates, something as he came all the way down the third base line, and Bates didn't want anything to do with that conversation. Didn't really meet Coach Ward a quarter of the way, much less a half of the way. 0-1. Bates fouls one off. He's in a hole 0-2.
That was the same spot as the last one.
Different arm angle.
Yep.
Again, Jared Woods drops a double down the left field line. They bring the Grizzlies within one. He represents the go-ahead run at second base with 2 outs and a 0-2 count. We are one Zeke McGranahan inning winning if a base hit drops in here. 0-2. Christensen fires. Bates. Base hit to right field. We'll tie it up with Strickland. Stop sign comes from Woods. The throw to the plate is cut off as clubbing in quickly was Stroh as Philip Bates, who will graduate at the end of this season as the all-time batting average leader at Georgia Gwinnett, and he proves it here in the 8th. We are locked up at 7. Coach Ruiz will come out, bring the hook with him as the Grizzlies have stormed back to tie this ball game up at 7, an elimination game of the NAIA opening round.
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. Our administrators, coaches, and staff are proud to be one of the newest members in the NAIA. We aim to uphold the NAIA Champions of Character principles by promoting a positive climate for growth while fostering relationships within Georgia Gwinnett College, Lawrenceville, and Gwinnett County. In addition, we embrace our core values for the Grizzly Athletic Department: sportsmanship, leadership, service, responsibility, and pursuing excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. Go Grizzlies!
Now on the mound, number 21, Taylor Martin.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to an excited crowd in Lawrenceville, Georgia. The Grizzlies have scored 4 runs here in the 8th to tie this ball game up at 7-7. Alex Bush's efforts are no longer good as he is going to pick up the no decision. Hunter Christensen, who blows the save not in the 9th but in the 8th. His day is done as the Grizzlies have batted around here in the 8th inning, and with a Jake Fields, who led off with a single, he'll face the new reliever, number 21, Taylor Martin, an all-academic selection out of the GSAC Conference, 6'3", 225-pound junior out of Huntington Beach, California. Martin's numbers on the season, not bad, 2.45 ERA. This is his 8th appearance of the season, 1 save. However, he's only throws 7 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 7 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. The opponent's bat .233 versus the left-handed pitcher. And again, Martin will face Jake Fields, who led off this whole party with a base hit and scored a run. Fields, the senior, will dig in with the bases loaded and 2 outs in a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 8th.
Another big spot for Fields, who has had several hits over the last 2 games. He's got the hot bat right now. Even though he's not hitting the ball hard, really, he's finding a way to get on base.
Fields with 6 base hits in this NAIA opening round and 0 RBIs. It'll be Martin from the left, Fields from the right. First pitch, upstairs for a strike, 0-1. Top shelf for Martin.
This guy throws a lot harder than the last pitcher as well.
Woods leaning out on that front foot, looking for something crazy back behind the plate at third. Ty Abbott, who was hit by pitches at second. Bates delivered the game-tying base hit is at first. Fields swung on, high chopper. This is trouble. Long way to go for Leon. He's going to throw it in a hurry. It's not going to be in time. Abbott's still running. He scores 2. Grizzlies will take the lead 9-7 here in the 8th inning.
Pretty remarkable what GGC has put together here in the 8th inning. I mean, we've seen everything. We've seen a sac fly. We've seen several hard-hit balls. That one, again, Fields finds a way to beat out an infield hit and finds himself on first base in his first RBIs, 2 of them on an infield single.
I was about to say, the ball never got more than about 70 feet from home plate, and Fields picked up his first RBI of the tournament. We're not done just yet. Robbie Payne digs in with runners on the corner. First pitch breaking ball misses upstairs. 1-0. Payne 2 for 4 on the day with an RBI.
A 6th spot here in the bottom of the 8th. Unbelievable.
And now the Grizzlies are one Zeke McGranahan inning away from winning this ball game. Payne fists one to the infield. Late jump for Gonzalez. He'll make the shoe top catch to kill the inning for the Grizzlies. Listen to the fans here in Lawrenceville. We'll go to the 9th. Grizzlies lead 9-7.
As a member of the NAIA, Georgia Gwinnett College is responsible for the actions of its coaches, student-athletes, faculty and staff, fans, boosters, and alumni. We are committed to the principle of institutional control and operate in our athletics program in a manner consistent with the letter and spirit of the NAIA and Georgia Gwinnett College. We expect our student-athletes to be model students in the classroom by offering academic support services in a variety of ways throughout their collegiate career. From study halls and tutoring to mentoring and personal growth and development training, GGC puts academic success at the forefront of our mission. Go Grizzlies!
Discover, hey sister, know the water's sweet but blood is thicker. Oh, if the sky comes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do. Hey brother, do you still believe in one?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Lawrenceville, Georgia. If you left us and you're back, we've got a different score from about 15 minutes ago. Grizzlies had 6 runs in the 8th inning to take a 9-7 lead. So it looked as our season to be bleak. It's now promising with our closer and Zeke McGranahan.
Just an unbelievable 8th inning. And for those fans that left early on in this game, a lot of them just got text messages and phone calls saying, why'd you leave?
No, I've got a text message sitting on my phone right now is I can't believe I left, and now they're watching on the Grizzly Digital Network.
That's right.
I imagine they'll be back tomorrow about 1 o'clock, don't you think?
I think so. Got to get 3 more outs, though.
McGranahan will toe the rubber, struck out the side in the 8th. He'll face 2, 3, and 4, heart of the lineup for the Warriors, Gonzalez, Gildy, and Gable. McGranahan working with Fidanza. 2 rather fond of each other, really familiar. McGranahan's first pitch, chopped to the left side here. It'll be toward the hold. Alvord's going to throw it on the run, back across his body. It's a strike, but it's just a hair late as Gonzalez will chop across the single. Tying run will come to the plate for the Warriors. Good start for Westmont.
This is where we see that pressure and who cracks, who doesn't. You just saw GGC take the advantage heading to the top of the 9th now, and immediately Westmont puts a runner on base and puts the pressure back on GGC.
McGranahan stands tall. Will run at first base from the stretch. First pitch misses away to Brandon Gildy. As Gildy is 0 for 3 today, and a hit by pitch, I'll put the stamp on him, the same one I put on Robbie Payne yesterday. How long can you keep a good hitter down? He is the emotional, physical, spiritual leader, point blank and simple, for this Warrior team. When he goes, they go, and a big at-bat right now with nobody out and a runner at first. McGranahan pounds the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Gildy, a 286 hitter. 1-1. Breaking ball dropped right in there for a strike. McGranahan threw it right at his front shoulder. Threw it in there, 1-2. One ball, two strikes. McGranahan settles and slides. Another breaking ball. This one hit right to Alford. It's going to eat him up. Hit sharply here. It's holding up at second base will be Gildy. And so a tough play for Alford will now put the tying run on the base path for Westmont as Gildy will come out of the contest. He'll get himself the courtesy runner. And number 3, and Ryan Beveridge.
Haven't marked that down as an error yet. There it goes. So yesterday we saw some questionable official score. Some generous. Okay, generous.
So Gonzalez holds at second. Beveridge the courtesy runner at first. 2 runners on. The go-ahead run here in the top of the 9th. For Westmont, squaring the bunt will be Gable. Pulls it back, takes it for a strike, 0-1. Gable, the cleanup hitter, and Coach Reeves electing to bunt with the big bat, who's 1 for 4 on the day with a strikeout. Gable on the season, not a whole lot of experience bunting. He has 2 sacrifice bunts on the season. Pops that one up. Now he's in a hole 0-2. Low 2 count. McGranahan way ahead of Gable. McGranahan kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses up and in. Count 1-2.
He should just come with the heat here. Gable hasn't been able to keep up with it.
McGranahan loves that splitter right here. 1-2. Here comes the pitch. This one's chopped foul. That might have got a piece of the umpire. Count 1-2. I think that was Cheese. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was a splitter. Just getting a piece of it was Gable. He stays alive. Gable, 284 hitter on the season. 8 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs, 31 RBIs, and 29 runs scored. McGranahan still ahead 1-2. Here comes the pitch. This one's hit well in the left center field. Bates will drift toward the gap. Called off by Van Kemp. He'll make a strong throw to third. And he'll keep the runners in check with 1 out.
And that first out is tough, and now the double play comes back and end this game. Even though you have the tying run on first base, you got a lot of room to play with now as you got that first out. A lot more options open up.
This will bring up the starting pitcher in Alex Bush, who was listed in the starting lineup as pitcher/DH, so he stays in the game even though he's not pitching anymore. Another one of those technicalities, Dan.
Gotta love him.
McGranahan gets the hard out of the inning and looking for the harder one here. Bush digs in from the left. McGranahan stands tall from the right. First pitch swung on, loop left side. Long way to go for Bates. Still going to the outfield. Alford goes back. Bates calls him off and makes the catch. We've got 2 outs. McGranahan gets the harder out of the inning, and now we'll look for the hardest out of the contest. As Gonzalez means nothing at second. The tying run is at first in Beveridge. 2 outs in the inning, and this will bring up the second baseman in Brent Fukushima. hit a double off Spittler in his last at-bat and was thrown out at the plate by Bates. How huge was that play at this point in the year?
Now it's looking real big, especially in this game.
2 outs. McGranahan kicks and fires. Misses off the plate 1-0. Fukushima, that's his lone base hit, 1 for 4 on the day. Fidanza flashes a sign. McGranahan agrees with one of them. Locks that front leg, now kicks it toward the plate. Swung on, this is a base hit into center field. It'll drop down in front of Van Camp. They're going to send the runner here. Van Camp throws a missile to home plate. It's going to one-hop and be in time as Gonzalez will roll across the dish. As now Westmont will be down 1 run, 9-8 here in the top of the 9th. And Dan, a lot of great things on that play. Not only did Van Camp put it on line, but he kept it low, which held the tying run in Beverage at second base.
Yeah, absolutely. And it could have easily been cut off had that runner tried to go to third on the throw, and now it was a perfect throw from center field.
Because if you airmail it, he's going to get to third easily.
Definitely, definitely.
So now this will bring up William Bering. It's never easy. He's 3 for 4. 2 outs in the tying run in scoring position. McGranahan looking for the hardest out of the contest at number 27. First pitch, breaking ball misses in.
We wanted that
Ball
one.
1. Little bit of body English there from McGranahan. You expect him to play with emotion. And it's a coach's nightmare when you show that emotion, especially negatively toward an umpire. 1 ball, no strikes. McGranahan delivers. Now misses low, 2-0.
Got to take a breath.
Yep.
Won't be bad here if he throws another ball to just go out and talk to him.
We're in the top of the 9th inning. Grizzlies are the home team. Who would get a crack at in the 9th? A 7-run rally has given them a 2-run lead, and now Westmont has added one of their own in the top half of the 9th. 2-0. There's a token fastball taken all the way by Bering. Now both pitchers and the hitter are locked in. McGranahan will toe the rubber. Hitters count for Bering, 2-1. Grizzlies shade Bering to right field, oppo hitter. Bates a lot of room to cover in left. 2-1. That one misses away. Fidanza, glove saving a beauty.
And Bering doing something a little subtle by just stepping out of the box each time and making sure that the pitcher doesn't get in any kind of rhythm.
Bates, Van Camp, fields around the outfield. Payne, Alvord, Woods, and Strickland around the horn. 3-1, hitters count. Inside moving well off the bag at second, but nobody home. I like the idea from McGranahan. Just let that thought settle in with the courtesy runner in Beverage at second. I know he's not a hold on. Maybe just hesitate a little bit here on the hitter's count.
Absolutely.
It's 3-1, still a hitter's count for Bering. McGranahan kicks and fires. Fastball top shelf. Bering wanted no part of that pitch. He was trying to will his way onto first base with the walk. And now things are going to get fun.
This is what you like. Top of the 9th, 2 down, full count. Everyone's moving.
Again, the tying run is at second base in Beverage. He represents the bottom of the 9th. Fukushima's at first base, represents the go-ahead run. Westmont down to their last swing of the season. McGranahan looking to advance. Payoff pitch. Chopper left side. Long way to go for Payne. He'll glove it. Throw it to first. Not in time. A high chopper on an infield hit. Bering legs it out, and now the bases are loaded with 2 gone.
It's never easy.
McGranahan and the Grizzlies still looking for the hardest out of the contest.
If there's any saving grace to this, next guy up has struck out 3 times.
I like where your head's at. Rudy Leon will dig in, 1 for 4. It's been an RBI single or 3 K-burgers. McGranahan struck him out in the 8th. Bases jam full of Warriors. First pitch just misses below the knees, 1-0. Beverage the tying run at third. Fukushima the go-ahead run at second in the top of the 9th. McGranahan trying to find that mid of Fidanza. 30 hits in this ball game. 3-1-0. Make it 1-1. Grizzlies are hugging the corners here with Payne and Strickland. One of the reasons a long way that Payne had to go, they're not going to get beat down the line. Woods and Oliver trying to cover all the ground they can to the infield. Force down anywhere you can get it. 1-1. Check the swing, did not go. Doesn't matter, pitch is a strike. McGranahan's ahead. And for the second time in this inning, Westmont is down to their last swing of the season. Bering extended it with an infield single. What can Leon do versus McGranahan? 1-2, 2 outs. The pitch. Strike three, looking on the outside corner. McGranahan will toss the glove, and here comes a celebration for Georgia Gwinnett as they'll advance in the loser's bracket, sending Westmont home an elimination game and a comeback for the ages. It goes without saying, but why not? The glory goes to the Grizzlies by a final score of 9-8. With the win, the Grizzlies will pick up not only a big win on the season, a feather in the cap, but that will be their 49th win of the year. Sandwiched with 11 losses, they'll advance in the losers bracket to play tomorrow at 1 o'clock versus St. Francis. Meanwhile, for Westmont, they will drop now to 39-19 on the season as they fall short 9-8, and their season will come to a close as both teams will shake things up here. We'll step aside for just a moment. We'll come back and wrap things up here. We'll even bring you a Grizzly of the game, too. Dan, be thinking about that. Who in the world are we going to bring up here to represent the Grizzlies in this win? This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. Our administrators, coaches, and staff are proud to be one of the newest members in the NAIA. We aim to uphold the NAIA Champions of Character principles by promoting a positive climate for growth while fostering relationships within Georgia Gwinnett College, Lawrenceville, and Gwinnett County. In addition, we embrace our core values for the Grizzly Athletic Department: sportsmanship, leadership, service, responsibility, and pursuing excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. Go Grizzlies!
As a member of the NAIA, Georgia Gwinnett College is responsible for the actions of its coaches, student-athletes, faculty and staff, fans, boosters, and alumni. We are committed to the principle of institutional control and operate our athletics program in a manner consistent with the letter and spirit of the NAIA and Georgia Gwinnett College. We expect our student-athletes to be model students in the classroom by offering academic support services in a variety of ways throughout their collegiate career. From study halls and tutoring to mentoring and personal growth and development training, GGC puts academic success at the forefront of our mission. Go Grizzlies!
Grizzly fans, you can purchase your season passes today. Packages are available for the fall or spring or all sporting events throughout the 2013-14 season. You can find out more information by calling the Office of Athletics at 678-407-5275 or by visiting the game day ticket window. Single game discounts are available on game day, including youth, senior, military, and group rates. Tickets are selling fast as the Grizzlies take the field and compete for postseason championships for the very first time. We invite you to come experience fast-paced collegiate athletics at a friendly price. Visit grizzlyathletics.com for more information and be sure to purchase your season tickets today. Are you tracking the very latest with Grizzly Athletics? Stay up to date by following Grizzly Athletics on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can join the conversation by using the hashtag Grizzly Athletics all season long. And as always, catch all the recaps, stats, and news on grizzlyathletics.com. Don't be left out. Follow all the latest with Grizzly Athletics online.
Hello, I'm Dr. Darren Wilson, Director of Athletics at Georgia Gwinnett College. Our administrators, coaches, and staff are proud to be one of the newest members in the NAIA. We aim to uphold the NAIA Champions of Character principles by promoting a positive climate for growth while fostering relationships within Georgia Gwinnett College, Lawrenceville, and Gwinnett County. In addition, we embrace our core values for the Grizzly Athletic Department: sportsmanship, leadership, service, responsibility, and pursuing excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. Go Grizzlies!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Grizzly Digital Network. Don't adjust your screen. That score is correct. Georgia Gwinnett 9, Westmont 8, as it was the Warriors that jumped out to 1 run in the first, 4 run in the second, 2 runs in the fourth, 1 run in the ninth, one run in the ninth for 8 runs on 14 hits and no errors defensively. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the seventh for 6 runs in the eighth, and the come-from-behind effort is good, scoring 9 runs on 16 hits and 2 errors defensively as the Grizzlies win by a final score 9-1. I'm going to need a box score here. I believe Zeke McGranahan is going to get the win for Georgia Gwinnett. I'm making all this up off the top of my head, so correct me if I'm wrong. But McGranahan is going to get the win here for the Grizzlies. I believe that is going to be his 3rd of the season. The loss will go to the closer for Westmont in Hunter Christensen. He's lined up for the loss. And the Grizzlies will pick up the win. McGranahan can't get the win and the save, but he does his job out there on the mound. Spiller does a great job as well through the middle 3 innings for Georgia Gwinnett. Grizzlies were led offensively by a ton of bats. Jake Fields now has 7 hits in this national tournament and picks up his first RBI with a base hit in the 8th inning to give the Grizzlies the 2-run lead, and that run was good enough to win. Robbie Payne with 2 base hits on the day. Sloan Strickland a big day, 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI and a run scored. Christian Van Camp comes up with a 2 for 3 performance, a pair of RBIs and a run scored, including a triple, and then pinch hits at bat. Huge ones. William Pascal an RBI single, Jared Woods an RBI double. Ty Abbott gets hit by a pitch and later comes in to score that 9th run. It was a difference in the ball game as the Grizzlies win by a score of 9-8. And none of those guys I mentioned are our Grizzly of the game. My man, Philip Bates. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you.
What are you feeling right now? We'll make this easy.
Oh my gosh, it's just awesome to be able to play another game.
What did you guys woke up this morning? You knew you had a long day. If it's an elimination game, you'd want to get it out of the way. I'm ready. I'm amped up. I'm ready to go. You hung around all day long. Well, how did you stay? I don't know. Focused? How did you stay engaged? What was your thought process leading into this game?
You know what? I just thought about. Honestly, I just thought about my whole life. Everything I've done in baseball and in life, has basically built up to this moment, and I basically just stayed focused all day.
I love the fact that you get down 5-1. Tyler Carpenter, clearly not his best effort. He would love another shot to go at any point in this season. He'd love to get back out there, and you guys did that for him. Spittler came in and did great coming out of the bullpen. As you can see, guys pinch hitting off the back, guys pinch running here. The cohesive unit here together is probably their best performance of the season. Am I wrong there?
No doubt. Spittler really picked up Carpenter and McKinnon. And, you're not always going to have a good day on the mound, but Spittler and McGranahan came in there and did the job. It was awesome. Two seniors really picking up their teammates right there. And it was just really fun to see how that game ended.
Are you done talking about your teammates? 'Cause I want to talk about you now. Is that all right?
That's fine.
So in the 7th inning, the Grizzlies are in a little bit of a dogfight, and there's a base hit into the outfield headed right to you as Fukushima around second, and you put a ball right on the money at the plate. That ball's hit to you. What are you thinking?
I'm throwing him out. No doubt. My arm felt good today, and, had labrum surgery about a year ago, and it's been iffy, but it felt great today, and I thought no doubt I'm throwing that guy out.
And sure enough, you put it right on the money. Fidanza didn't even need to apply the tag. The kid threw on the brakes, tried to put it in reverse, and he ran out of space in real estate real quickly. And now you look back to that play in the 7th, and what a huge play it is as the Grizzlies win by 198. And then, Philip, you outdo yourself again here as you come to bat in the 8th inning in a tie ball game. Bases loaded, and you just deliver a Philip Bates base hit into right field. What was your approach going into that game? Again, that's the closer for Westmont, who's been rattled in the contest. What did you see in the at-bats before yours that made you know you could execute?
Well, I saw he would switch to a sidearm delivery, and I knew that ball was going to be tailing away. So I said to myself, just stay within yourself and try to drive something the other way. I'm going to see something on the outer half, just poke it that way. And luckily, 0-2, I saw that pitch and did my job.
3 for 5 performance is more than doing your job, Phillip. Throwing a guy at the plate, a run scored and an RBI. And my favorite part about all of it, you are absolutely filthy, my man.
Yeah.
That is a leadoff outfielder uniform right there. I don't know what you're wearing tomorrow, but if you're wearing white, just wear that again.
Yeah.
Does that feel good? Is that how it's supposed to look?
This is how I like to look every day, go about my business.
Go to the grocery store, go to the class, stuff like that?
Yeah, just get really sweaty and dirty, and I'm comfortable like this.
Last question here. How about this atmosphere tonight?
Oh, it was awesome. Our fans are awesome. Couldn't ask for a better fan base.
I would ask who's out there and listening and watching on the Grizzly Digital Network, but
I think they're all here.
I think they're all here, and so the party has started, and we'll play again here tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Congratulations again,
I
Phillip.
appreciate it, Mahoney.
Not a problem, bud. Take care. That's Phillip Bates, our Grizzly of the game. Do it all leadoff man. You heard it. 3 for 5 on the day, an RBI and a run scored. Throws a guy to the plate, comes up with the go-ahead game-winning RBI. Jake Fields follows right behind him, what ends up being the game-winning RBI as the Grizzlies win by a final score of 9-8. We'll drag back in Dan Casteval. Dan, I don't know if you want to put that headset back on.
I don't plan on it. I'm holding it like just a handheld microphone. I mean, I can barely hang on to this. The sweat is just dripping off,
I love
of this
it.
headset.
I'm kidding you not. I was a leadoff. I hit a leadoff for the 2-hole, and I was just like Phillips. I would never leave the game with a clean uniform, and my family hated to see me after the game. They didn't want anything to do with the sweat coming off my hat and the dirt on the front of it. My kind of guy, Phillip Bates, comes up big here. Dan, we could look at the box score, but what's it matter? We're going to play again tomorrow at 1 o'clock, another elimination game. Put this game into words for me.
Hey, it's a confidence builder, really. After that first game of the tournament yesterday where GGC couldn't get those big hits, couldn't put runs across, here they come today, and for the first half of the game, it looked like it was going to be the same story. And then we got to the latter half, and they finally got to that bullpen. And once the bullpen came in, GGC's bats came to life, and they pretty much doubled their hit output in the last 3 innings of this game that they had all the first 6 innings.
We started at about 10:45 this morning. We're at 10:53 p.m. here locally in Atlanta. 12 hours of baseball, and I would not want to have it any other way. Damn, I don't know if I can shake your hand. You've contaminated the headset.
I'm good.
If I could only take a picture.
I'm not
right
a
now.
germaphobe, but this was a little much.
I don't blame you at all, my man. So a great atmosphere here in the Grizzly Baseball Complex. And again, Georgia Gwinnett will extend their season tomorrow in another elimination game at 1 o'clock versus St. Francis, who got bumped down thanks to a 7-0 loss to Southeastern, as Southeastern awaits the winner of the 1 o'clock game at 4:30 tomorrow. Not one, but potentially 2 elimination games on tap for you tomorrow. I don't know what you're doing, but I know I'll be right back here at 12:45 for the pregame of Georgia Gwinnett and St. Francis. For our entire cast and crew, I don't even want to say on behalf of the fans, because they had the best energy and the best effort and the best attitude all year long here tonight, and dare I take credit for it. So congratulations to the fans out there that have stuck with us all night long. You deserve it, and you are a permanent member on that Grizzly bandwagon that Cody Butler is permanently driving there. So that'll do it here. Where do I start? Ned Colgrover, assistant AD. Doug Court doing it all in the press box next to us. Music, stats, PA, whole 9 yards. Locke Hoover stuck with me all day long here today. Dan Casteval, my buddy. I'm Matt Mahoney signing off from Lawrenceville, Georgia. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. This is the Grizzly Digital Network.
We would like to thank all of our corporate sponsors who have made today's game possible. You can watch this game and previous games by clicking the On Demand tab at the top of the page. In addition, you can watch coaches' shows and weekly feature stories all on the Grizzly Digital Network by clicking the On Demand tab as well. For the latest information, including game recaps, schedules, and so much more, visit grizzlyathletics.com.